winter, graceful and serene in the face of adversity.
Father, you taught us that the Shao family must act like bamboo in the winter, unruffled and composed. But what if the powerful seek our downfall? What good is our composure if evil goes unpunished? Forgive me, I must defy our mantra. What?
She's but a girl. What does she hope to accomplish?
Race to the family.
Was I the one who brought this misfortune?
Chi.
No, I mustn't hide. For the Shao family, for vindication, and for her safe return. I knew this was a life of hardship, a life of uncertainty and diligence. My only option is to press onward and tread the unknown. The Shao family must act like bamboo in the winter. Unflinching and steadfast in the face of adversity.
With steam dense as a veil, and wine sweet as honey, one can't help but relax at the hot spring. Return to basics. Surrender restraints. Relinquish thyself. Like the eagle, plummeting straight down, lusting for lambs, hating all lamb souls. Bathed in the spring, we drink. We worship. We indulge.
Place at its finest. In July they came, and then in August, for flowers they were made. They stayed and dwelt in September, bathing in the sun. Oh, sway, she let down her guard. Grow, lurking datura, feeding up rosemary who couldn't let go of discards. Night and night stood aloof from the light. Down and down fell into addictions and took to life. Time and time behind the curtain he hid till that came into sight. Place at its finest, bellow stain, where passionate vines often chase the butterflies. A place with fragrances, bellow stain, and now to dust the flower has returned.
What happened on the island?
Let's go and see.
Welcome to Identity 5 Championship Southeast Asia 2021.
Right away, despite the terrain, but look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, but oh my god.
But oh my god, China Cup corners, Mercenary eats that regular hit, LC, granting safe, and now just gonna go for the rescue. 7-2S being patient with the terror shot. Just in time, he was able to open up. He did, wow! just trying to kite his way around here, trying to push. Oh my, the Cypher is almost trying. Can Anchan survive this long? Excellent vault there. Oh, they popped the Cypher.
Have to keep in mind that teleportation thing.
GG's will be called. Excellent stuff, guys. Southeast Asia, congratulate GH because they are your champions, ladies and gentlemen.
Accept God's mercy. Rise beyond the constraints of life and death. This is an endless game of chance. Greed has tainted the sanctity of faith. Pawn your lips and tongue, never to speak of the past. Pledge your beating heart, break free from the Reaper's hold. Surrender your soul, submit to eternal desire. In this never-ending revelry, you must wager your immortality.
The new season of O-Lettuce, branded parent-child wear. Loose, comfortable trousers suited for different working scenarios. Tailored t-shirts fit for everyone. Fashion options for robots are also on sale. The final version is for parent and child? Manor-themed special photo sticker machine for couples. The video is not sponsored by Bloody Queen. If the product has quality problems, Bloody Queen won't be responsible for this.
Heard that there's an amazing mirror in Olita's Manor. It is not a funny mirror, but it will make you look slimmer. Of course, it can make you look bigger. Changes across species aren't impossible as well. That is not the mirror that we should use willy-nilly. News story still goes on. Look through the Olita's Manor mirror to see the other side of you.
Lettuce Bar's grand opening. We have a special barmaid who can make famous Dublin drink. The bar has a warm and welcoming vibe.
Hey, don't drink weird beverages in my bar.
It was never a ruse. This is a requiem. Requiem for peace in a chaotic dreamscape. Even if it amplifies their fear, requiem for an exercise to extend extracting every last drop of that crystal dew. Cast their memories into the abyss again and again as they stand on the border of truth and vanity, mourning them.
Don't look back. once where art and science collided. Some reminisce about its former glory. Some long for its splendor. Now, you're here too.
With steam dense as a veil, and wine sweet as honey, one can't help but relax at the hot spring. Return to basics. Surrender restraints. Relinquish thyself. Like the eagle plummeting straight down, lusting for lambs, hating all lamb souls. Bathed in the spring, we drink. We worship. We indulge.
Miss Keo, how was your childhood? Well, at the dinner table, Father said with a smile, "You sure love playing judge, don't you?" And then they wanted me to pursue my own happiness. Of course, so did my brothers. Your brothers? He was not qualified to represent justice. And I won't allow that to happen. Something happened, I suppose. I did what I had to do. Justice needs obedience. Justice needs sacrifice. Turn it over to the fat lady sings. That's all.
The arrival of the first letter was the prelude to a change in tone. An accentuated sign of fate's shifting course appeared on the night the second letter arrived. Those fragile wings flew in with the dying light. Who forgot one simple truth? The purer the light, the deeper its shadow. My nightingale, never chase after illusions of hope. Looking back with longing eyes, this is just his unfailing bait.
All that remains upon this throne is nothing more than a fragile, incompetent heart. After the embers fade and die out, our homeland ripped asunder by the flames of war. At the height of my desperation, I finally saw the light of a star above. She was the one who brought the light of dawn back into my life. But when the sun sank below the horizon, I saw the flames of war burning without end. Flesh torn and blood spilled before me. The illusion of my utopia had lost the favor of the sun. I have to get out of here. I have to...
Why do you wish to escape, my dear king? In this everlasting Colosseum, you will forever be my gladiator. Anna, night, girls' school. To discover the truth about what happened to Anna, I disguised myself as a maid at the school. After the incident, someone was still the center of attention. Someone was still beloved. Someone seemed to be hiding something. And the odd thing, someone was trying to look for answers in those ancient legends. The truth may not be what it seems. Everyone is under suspicion. Things were not as simple as I imagined.
踏过荒谷和大漠，肩负着族人的使命，去往异乡。阴谋与命运交织着。当星辰落下之时，毒蛇露出了尖牙。忠诚与背叛的戏码拉开序幕。火光将反叛的计划化为乌有，刺向毒蛇的弯刀，在烈火间把双手灼烫。然而，救命的稻草不过是又一场狩猎的预谋。而若不甘心成为猎物，只能自己勇敢伸手，触碰飞鸟与神鹰。
Last night, I dreamt of returning to that place once again, trapped in a trance, the scent of the soil leaves, and the chimes of midnight were beckoning me. No matter how many times you found salvation within your own creation, you could not escape the nightmares of your memories.
Stop it! End all this now!
I remember now. It's all coming back to me. When the nightingale sings, the mansion gates will open for me under the starry sky. Tonight, the truth will be revealed.
The islanders often say the wayward sons will eventually return home, just as migratory birds always come home to roost. Yet, fewer and fewer have returned. Fear has gripped the island, and strange rumors began to take hold. Rumor has it, a vast silhouette overshadows the shore. Some also say a resentful soul lies beneath the waves, luring voyagers to their doom. While many claim, even in a storm, the swallows will guide you in the right direction. However, is this calamity wreaked by disgraced deities? Or perhaps it all stems from greedy hearts? Stay a while. I have an interesting tale for you. Sergei, once the backbone of this circus, he brought numerous joy and laughter on stage. But he was a slave to the bottle off stage. His mistress began to fall for a more considerate man, and after a heated argument, she sought refuge in that man's tent. Sergei couldn't stand for this. He destroyed that man's wretched face with acid and ruined his life forever. The truth was finally spilled.
Hi, welcome back to the 25 IVC Championships 2022. And right here with me, we have the amazing Spider Fighter Pouch Fights, and here, your Chocho.
Oh my gosh, Chocho, thank you for the amazing intro. And I want to welcome each and every one of you. It's day number 2 of the group stage. I'm so excited because we're kind of on a high from last night. And you know what? Clerks being countered. We're reaching the best of 3s. Chocho, I want to get your thoughts on how you found out last night and what you want to expect today.
About last night, right? I was actually quite impressed with how MP really performed against the S1 Clerk, I believe. And them managing to get 3 runs consecutively, twice. It was very impressive. Like, I think I was talking with some IDV players yesterday, and I was saying how the research team of MP was really they did it. They managed to find a way to counter Club, which other teams have not. So regarding that would be about yesterday. But today we will have actually IKUN and GH coming up first, followed by Nor and TMX. So I'm kind of excited because we do have some of the players that they are friends with me, and ex-members also. So
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But let's just highlight on Mad Penguins for a bit, because they clearly understood the assignment. We thought it was just the map pick, but you know what? They also were able to outdraft a Clerk. So beautiful job on them. They are leading the group stage in their group in Group A, and also shout outs to Sugar Team because they are leading Group B. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, some new things are happening in the game. So let's check this video out.
Could brave the bitter cold of winter, graceful and serene in the face of adversity.
Father, you taught us that the Shao family must act like bamboo in the winter, unruffled and composed. But what if the powerful seek our downfall? What good is our composure if evil goes unpunished? Forgive me, I must defy our mantra. What?
She's but a girl. What does she hope to accomplish?
Race to the family.
Was I the one who brought this misfortune?
Chi.
No, I mustn't hide. For the Shao family, for vindication, and for her safe return. I knew this was a life of hardship, a life of uncertainty and diligence. My only option is to press onward and tread the unknown. The Shao family must act like bamboo in the winter. Unflinching and steadfast in the face of adversity.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what's going on in the game right now. Breath of Madness. But Chocho, we still got some amazing essences. I mean, skins to look forward to. Again, this Season 22 Essence 2 is online in the game right now, which is including S costume of Antiquarian, A costumes of Painter and Wuchang. And how do you feel about this Painter costume? Because it looks amazing.
I mean, personally, I don't play Painter, so I mean, I don't really have the urge to have this. But I mean, if anybody, all the other Painter mates out there, I mean, you just need like 60 rolls, I guess, for the Painter or the what's the Wuchang skins.
Wu Chang for the it's the Antiquarian that has the S costume. Well, this is the A costumes for Painter and Wu Chang. So shout outs to NetEase for always giving all of the characters some amazing costumes, especially like Wu Chang. This character, this hunter, has received so much love with amazing costumes. This in particular is actually pretty good. I feel like, I have it in good authority that NTT will actually be cosplaying this. We got confirmation just now. He can't talk right now, but he did say he will be both cosplaying the white guard and the black guard version.
Wow. I mean, I'll be anticipating that from NTT for sure. I mean,
at him, guys. He will be cosplaying this. He told us. That's why he's growing his hair out.
Okay. Anyways, so like 60 of these essences, and you'll get either a Painter or an Wu Chang. But right now we can see the S Badge Antiquarian skin.
The Antiquarian. You just saw the trailer for her. Can I get your thoughts on her, Chocho? What do you think of this character?
Yeah, I mean, actually, even yesterday, someone was asking me whether this was like what tier like this character is, and honestly, I can't really tell too much because it seems very strong for sure, but. I mean, if it's too strong, it's definitely too good to be true. So, and also what I heard from one of my friends was that if you want to harass with this character, you have to go really close to the hunter, which is kind of like dangerous in a way. So, I'm not too sure whether this is an S tier, but maybe an AB tier, I guess.
High risk, high reward. But yeah, do check that out in the game. And also, as you said, the Breath of Madness is on the game right now, so do check that out. But we're back to business here in IVC, Chocho. You said that we got some amazing teams lined up. Which match in particular are you looking forward to the most? The first half or the second half?
Both, actually.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Hard to decide because both teams have X members, so really expecting a lot from both IKUN GH as well as Nor and TMX.
All right. So again, we're gonna look at the rankings for today before looking at the schedules. Yesterday, we saw Group A and Group B duking out. Mad Penguins took the victory in emphatic fashion, getting a 2-0, while SG versus AX had a pretty tight game. Going till the game number 3, really a big nail biter. But it is Mad Penguins and SG to lead their group. Now we're going to shift on over to Group C and Group D, which, Chocho, we said are probably the most competitive groups if you're in these two.
Yeah, definitely. I have been eyeing at Group C and D a lot, mainly because they have really strong teams there. GH is one of them. Another one in the same grouping, Group C, is BL. So BL is one of GH and BL are teams that have represented the Southeast Asia region in the COA. So expecting a lot from them, and a tough fight definitely.
Yeah, we're expecting a lot from GH since they will be going against IKUN. Here, that's the first match we're going to see. Then following up by TMX versus NR, another barn burner of a match since Noir has always been at the cusp of, getting really big victories. But maybe it could be their tournament now. TMX, though, fighting and clawing their way out of the wild card stage. Can't wait to see more. But let's introduce the Hunters. Starting off, I'm going to start things off with Zeno, Zen OWO being a geisha main, but he also has other picks like the Dream Witch, also has interesting lineup. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring to the table because he's going up against God J.
And God J representing for almost all of the COAs for the Southeast Asia region. God J with the clock at 100% win rate. I think it's not the highest, but at the same time, At the same time, we have seen him play Sculptor as well as Spider in the match against SKG. So and it's pretty impressive. So I'm expecting to see quite a bit also from Gaji.
My theory is that once he saw that match with SKG's he's like, I gotta pick up this character. I gotta be able to use this character, and that's the stats. I feel like he hasn't used a clerk yet, and I think their match against SKG was kind of a rude awakening to like, okay, we need to do the homework here, and also Mad Penguins kind of give them that blueprint. But we're gonna move on over to the survivors of IKUN here with JNT here. JNMT is the mercenary main, but he also uses a variety of characters. Coordinator, Embalmer, also brings out the Toy Merchant in particular maps, but he is known for this this mercenary here in the player highlight.
Exactly, and for the GH team, we have 481. And many of you might know him as Narakun. So he mains the forward for sure at 60.1% win rate. But at the same time, we have actually seen him play the Acrobat as well as Enchantress as very support heavy, Kaita heavy characters. So we can expect to see more from him, especially for forward.
Yeah, and I think, Chocho, it's safe to say that GH is kind of the betting favorite coming into this match, and IKUN is the underdog since GH is they are the defending champs. So we're going to move right along to Serpex here. Serpex, I hope I pronounced that right. He uses Acrobat. We have Postman. Here highlighted with the Mercenary as well. What that stands out to me with IKUN is that they have a variety of characters, so who knows who the Mercenary would be. Usually it's Shuen, but right now in this player highlighted, it's Serpex.
Exactly, and for GH Skyfall, we see that he mains the Gravekeeper here at 45.4% win rate. But we actually seen him play a lot more on the Rescuer part of Mercenary, so totally expecting that from him. Actually, last week we have been seeing Zhao Kan playing the Mercenary, but I think this time around Skyfall might be coming out with the Mercenary instead. And very stable Rescuer from as a Rescuer for Skyfall, so I'm expecting to see maybe other characters for him. Maybe First Officer or other kiting characters.
And now moving on, we're going to Shuen. Shuen here is actually the Mercenary main of IKUN here. Picked Mercenary a total of 2 times coming into this match, and honestly, Shuen, pretty stable survivor here, and also bringing in the Coordinator if ever you need to, if the Mercenary, if the Gravekeeper does get banned. Coordinator has been making her way to the mix, not as much as the prominent Rescuers though. So let's talk about Little Boy.
Little Boy is actually a Princess main, but we can actually see that he actually also plays the Acrobat at a high win rate at 59.1%. During the tournament, he has actually played out his Priestess, Postman, as well as Psychologist. Not too much of an Acrobat, so maybe you can expect that from him this time around.
Yeah, true. Little Boy and the tandem of Little Boy and Capcom have been so good as of late, and we've seen Little Boy. He was actually one of the sole survivors last time they had a match with SKG, and he just had that never say die attitude with that Priestess. So can't wait to see more of that, because they definitely want to be the leaders in their group, because as you said, BL is also waiting in the wings for who they will have to face, either IKUN or GH here. And Little Boy has been part of GH for the longest time, so he's familiar with this type of format and this type of tournament pressure.
Definitely, and I'm kind of expecting, for Team GH, they have ex-members of ex-NM members, Zhao Kan and 481 Erikun. So really expecting to see what they're going to bring to the table this time. And
speaking of Zhao Kan, go for it.
Yeah, from GH, we have Zhao Kan with 48% win rate on the beta. However, being an knowing Zhao Kan, he plays almost all the characters except for Priestess. So during the tournament, he actually played mostly Mercenary. And for BO3, he played the Acrobat, which he kited the Clark for a long time. So and that resulted in a 4 escape at Arms Factory.
Ooh, okay, can't wait to see that. No, Zhao Kan being a household name when it comes to Southeast Asia Identity 5, but we have to talk about Laugh, because a highlight from the wildcard stage was Laugh was able to force Cypher Kite against Nightmare. So we've seen also Laugh kite with a Postman. His dog bites were on point, so I can't wait to see what they bring to the table here, because Zhao Kan, also known to be a kiter, known to be a stable rescuer. We haven't seen him on the kiter role in the previous matches. He was always relegated to Mercenary. So big question mark here is where will he be placed? And honestly, we were talking about Capcom. It seems like Capcom will be benched for a bit in favor of maybe having Zhao Kan be the stunner, the kiter. So it's really interesting to see what GH's lineup is going to be.
Exactly, and actually for Capcom, what all of us know that he is an S-batch Seer, and Seer usually gets banned for being the first one to get banned. So I think Capcom sitting out this time around is totally reasonable, and allowing Skyfall to come play Mercenary, and for Zhao Kan to play kiting roles, they'll totally make sense, because Zhao Kan's kiting ability is not weak. It's actually one of the strongest in the SE region. So I'm excited to see what Zhao Kan is how is he gonna play, and how he's gonna cooperate with the entire team, especially together with Nerukun, which are ex-members, not the main original GH members.
So we have the map picks already. GH does ban Arms Factory. We're going to Hospital. And speaking of, kiting, this will definitely aid Zhao Kan, Neru, 481, and the rest of the GH survivors. Really depends on who's going to be hunting first, right? But this also kind of gives IKUN survivors that buff as well. However, we got to talk about GodJ too, because GodJ in this tournament has been flawless thus far. So we'll see if IKUN survivors will be the one to, put a dent in GodJ's record.
Definitely, and actually, from GodJ's ban picks, he actually kind of always actually bans the seer first. Yeah, he doesn't want the support from the seer. He doesn't want the seer to come and suddenly come and suck the bird from the hunter. So yeah, I believe God J wouldn't be giving that chance also for their support. And he has been getting 2 4 kills and 1 tie during the match against SKG. So he has been able to been put on the pressure because that time I believe the GH survivors actually went up first and got the 4 kill. And he also needed to get the 4 kill, which he did twice in a row. So kudos to God J, man. God J is a really strong hunter.
Really living up to that name, right? When you call yourself a god, you definitely have to prove your worth there. And if he's not the best, one of the best, if not the best hunters that are in Southeast Asia, and you Sculptor twice. Here, though, it might actually kind of play in Zeno's favor when it comes to the hunter pool. He does have a Dream Witch, does have a Geisha. We'll see how far this match will be taken, if it's even going to go to the best of 3, since I think it was GH to take it to full 3 because of SKG, but they have yet to have that survivor highlight. So let's get some thoughts on the map. We got Sacred Heart Hospital, Hunters, Hunter predictions. You think that will be viable here in this map, Chocho?
Sacred Heart Hospital, I mean, it being a very survivor-sided map, definitely GH. I'm not sure which team has picked that map actually, but GH.
It was GH that banned Arms Factory, while it was IKUN that picked the map.
Okay, then I believe that IKUN is trying to get their survivors to have the advantage because it's a very difficult map for Hunter. Mainly because whoever's gonna get chased, you just go straight to double story and you can kite there for like 30 to 60 seconds or even more than that. So I mean, it is a summer meta also, hoping that survivors can get the advantage here, but at the same time hoping Hunters wouldn't get 4 run consistently. It is a very dangerous map. GH didn't ban it, so. But at the same time, I think they decided GH didn't ban that map because there is a Dream Witch from Zeno's side, and Arms Factory is very favorable for Dream Witch mates.
Yeah, it's most likely that they had to block that map just so that Zeno's Dream Witch won't come online. And at least, you know, if you go survivor for survivor team, it is GH survivors to kind of have an edge over IKUN since they have that tournament experience and they have that international experience as well. But let's talk about the bans when it comes to the survivor side, because you did say, yes, we'll priority ban the Seer, but a Priestess is also pretty scary on this map.
Yeah, the Priestess support will be scary if the cooperation is really good. However, the cooperation is not so good, it wouldn't be so scary. But we do know that Little Boy will be coming out first for the So he's an S-Batch Priestess, so yeah, but 481 Narukun is actually also an S-Batch Priestess. They have 2 double S-Batch Priestess. So I feel like the team comp for GH Survivor side would be very flexible. Like no matter what they pick, it's okay. And support from both survivors will be, I think it will be on par. But for IKUN side, not too sure who will be playing the Priestess if it's made available.
Yeah.
So,
and just to double down on what you said there, looking at the stats that I've took of IKUN, I don't know if it's, I got to look back at the footage, but they have not used the Priestess yet. So I don't know if it was shadow banned, they weren't able to, or they don't have a Priestess in their lineup, which is very scary because on a map like this, you want to pose that threat, or at least have the respect ban of that Priestess if you want to have other characters come online. So really, really tall task ahead. And honestly, when it comes to the drafting phase, you can also kind of tell who has the advantage with how well the team has outdrafted the other. And yeah, priorities would either be securing a Priestess or that Seer coming into this one.
And talking about the map itself, Sacred Heart Hospital, one thing that's the most scary part, or like something that really needs cooperation, is where the ciphers are located at, because for the last 3 ciphers, it shouldn't be like a triangle or like one side of the map, because that will allow Hunter to have very good map control. Survivors have to think of a way to decode such that the 3 ciphers are not like together and separated really fast so the Hunter can't control it all.
Yeah, how often have we seen like a stalemate in Sacred Heart Hospital where the Hunter, even though we do say it's survivor-sided, but all the survivors were kind of clumped up in an area, either 2 ciphers or the last ciphers being guarded. Yeah, so cipher placement has to be very on point in this map. I want to get your thoughts also, Chocho, when it comes to decoders. We've kind of seen the fall of like the mechanic here in IVC and more priority towards these support lineups. Do you think that these teams are going to favor more of that or support style of a draft?
Support, yes, but like you mentioned mechanic just now, I don't think a mechanic would be a very viable choice because a mechanic is a more drawable character and it's not something that you want from your survivors because this is severe meta. You need the 3 escape, 4 escape. Mechanic is just not it because it is a weak point in the entire team comp. So wouldn't recommend mechanic because it's not meta anymore. It is so weak to a point where after it no longer has its bot, and its main body can't really decode because of how many people is injured in the field.
And just an early down, right? Just the weak point, like you mentioned. And speaking of weak points here, yeah, just taking out the Seer right off the bat, but allowing GH's Little Boy to have his Priestess to come online, as well as the forward here. So I wonder who's going to be playing. I'm pretty sure it might be Zhao Kahn, but we do know that 481 also has a, he was featured also as a forward.
And forward one, Neru and Zhao Kahn actually both play forward really well. And I'm not too sure. Oh, but we can see the Psychologist band on Zeno's side. I think it might be a Dream Witch. What do you think?
Yeah, his Dream Witch is actually it's fire, right? He's so good with the Dream Witch. He was able to turn things around in a snap of a finger with this. So could be, but Mercenary, you know what? They're trying to tank up. They're trying to be able to have at least a rescuer, a dedicated rescuer coming in, and now Acrobat. I think this is just the usual suspect. So you could go Patient, you could go for Entomologist, which they're gonna lock in with.
Exactly, you can see the Acrobat band over here. I think that they might be picking a Postman actually is fine, but against the Dream Witch it might not be too good because the 2 leeches, if you're gonna dog one, the other one's just gonna be behind you already. So there's no point in the Postman. However, Postman does give a decoding buff, but you can see that the Entomologist might be picked here.
So this is definitely one of the stronger lineups when it comes to, you know what, the most viable when you want to bring in round number 1. You got the Priestess in this map. You have the support of that forward, and we know that Zhao Kahn's just really good. And also 481. So Dream Witch is coming inbound for Zen. So he's going to have to be very careful because he's going up against, I would say, a powerhouse of a team. So he's going to have the best foot forward, have the best possible chase. And I'm going to throw that question to you. Out of all this, what do you think is the best possible chase?
This is going to be difficult. This is...
it's hard?
Yeah, I think I would say Priestess. Mainly because the thing about Entomologist is that it can kite really well. The beast that it's on is going to give it its speed boost, and it's going to make it very hard for the Dream Witch to chase. However, if Dream Witch was to like chase Priestess, there won't be so much of a support anymore. Because Priestess bottles is on herself. She can't... Yeah. So, so I think the best chase would be Priestess. But if Zhao Kahn were to park his beast, which okay, sorry, I totally forgot about it, but Zhao Kahn's actually an S badge Entomologist also, I think.
Oh, there we go.
So if Zhao Kahn were to park his beast at the double story on the stairs area, it's gonna be so frustrating for the Hunter because Hunter can't get over the beast as easily. Even if you're not controlling it, the beast will still be slowed down. So
hey, we got people in the chat. Big shout outs to you guys. We got Fate, we got Kino, Mirafuyu, Vanilla. Hey, Vanilla Skin over here. Vanilla Kin over here since yesterday, and Manies as well. Kino says, good luck to both teams. Big shout outs to you. Oh my gosh, where are our manners, Chocho? We forgot. Big shout outs to the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, this is day number 2 of the group stage. The powerhouse of a team in GH, so Zeno is going to have to come out right off the bat. And I just want to also, a topic of conversation that me and NTT had yesterday was Blink Dream Witch Patroller, because we did see, you know, the rise of just people being able to kite out Patroller. Do you think that's something that might be explored with other Dream Witch users in IVC, that they bring Blink to start things off?
I mean, we did see a Blink Dream Witch yesterday, but at the same time, it is. I'm hoping that Zeno's gonna bring Patroller, because sometimes, it might be GH might be able to give a free hit like that, and yeah, maybe delay a rescue to an overhalf rescue. So I think that would be more useful.
Okay. Yeah, because there is still that that benefit of that Patroller, and also with the forward, we've seen a lot of Patrollers actually stop the dash of that forward, just running into it. So we're gonna head right into the match, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Chocho and Podge Spice giving you the commentary action. Zen already trying to make his way towards the hospital here, where Little Boy is parked at. Skyfall working on a cipher here, while Little Boy might actually take the first chase.
And actually, what we're seeing here is that the hunter is at hospital and has leached, I believe, the priestess over here. This is the chase that we've been talking about just now. This is probably one of the best chase. But however, hunter seems to be wanting to chase the forward instead and bring control this round.
Yeah, this is it seems like we've seen a switcheroo of this, like being able to just leech to the priestess and go for another survivor here. Tries to go for a hit there, but just drops it right away. We see that a pretty standard build trait on the side of the Dream Witch, but we're just gonna have to wait. I believe I can hear the patroller bite already leech onto one of the survivors here. So let's see how long 481 can kite out this Dream Witch.
And we can actually see that he's not kiting at hospital, because hospital, if Hunter were to park there, it might be able to get a free hit, because there is a lot of footsteps at the hospital. So I think it's great for 481 Naru to be kiting away from there and also not interrupting any of his teammate ciphers.
Ooh, and drops the patroller. So this kind of answers our question with what trade he's going to be bringing. So 481 has to hold some pallets, has to be able to dash away. Entomologist bees are actually here to be able to harass and probably just give that distance towards this forward. Now he's making his way towards the shack area, just avoiding that hospital.
And very successfully able to kite the patroller, and right now leeching the forward. I mean, this has been a very long kite, because considering after he has leeched one and this is the second one, and he still hasn't reached any presence yet. So right now 481 is trying to rotate away from where his main leech is at, but Zeno is also following up with his main follower, and this he might be able to interrupt. Oh, wow. But we can see Jalpan's 3 pallet cipher has already been popped. He's going to be decoding the T-wall cipher now. 481 rotating into the hospital.
Yeah, just playing the pallet game there, but going to straight up. So this kite is actually doing real well. Able to dash away from, establish that distance. The blink is going to get popped. The first hit actually might land, but no, the jukes on 481, but finally lands it. Luckily for 481, that was a leech follower.
And right now we can see that the survivors have already removed the leech on Priestess side.
Wow.
Then it's gonna go leech them again. This will be the 3rd leech, and him only having 1 hit into the match. So this is not looking too good for Zen's side. I believe he's gonna go for map control this time around.
Yeah, it seems like he's spent a lot of time on 481. Now 481 doesn't have a leech. Actually, no more leeches on the map, just the main follower. So this is actually a great start for Team GH. They have definitely put some ciphers on the board, but nice hit on the mercenary as he was dropping that pallet. So Skyfall is injured, but I mean, chasing a mercenary with 3 pads and the delayed damage, it's still going to be a tough chase for Zen.
Yes, exactly, and we can actually see the ciphers are already 3.5 in total into the match. Destroying the long portal right now. Healing forward as well is Mercenary. Yeah, Mercenary will be able to pad away, but I believe he might be eating this hit here.
Yeah, he's going to go for a charged up hit. So Mercenary actually the first one to fall. Cypher progress is quite impressive. 1 Cypher already popped there, 2 remaining, and they've already been touched. 1 is almost at 50%, and the other one's working on its way. So Little Boy now is gained the attention of Zen. So let's see how Zen is going to respond to this furious pace that Team GH has put on the table.
I mean, Zen is trying really hard to try to map control, but I mean, as we can see from the ciphers, 2 is on one side and the other 2 is on the other side. It's not going to be an easy map control for Zen, but we can see that he has already checked his first person, which is the Mercenary, and trying to put pressure on both the Ruin cipher as well as Shack cipher.
Yeah, it's a well spread out. You said that you said it well. You don't want to triangulate the ciphers here, but they're so spread out that he's got to choose his pick your poison. Do you want to camp? Do you want to cipher pressure? And it seems like Zhao Khan is here already for the rescue, and he's got more than enough time because Mercenary takes a while, eats that hit, and gets the rescue, and elbow pads away. So 1 cipher remaining, Chocho.
And we can see that the Shack is being decoded by a little boy right now. I think Hunter might be reaching Entomologist and then controlling the Shack cipher. But I think Mercenary might be deleting himself or finding... Oh yeah, they are deleting right now, Forward and Mercenary. So right now there's only a total of 2 leeches, 1 from Priestess and 1 from the main follower. This is gonna be very difficult. He's gonna leech Entomologist right now, but I believe this might be a 4-man detention period.
It looks like it, right? It's gearing towards that way. So GH is doing a great job just stuffing any are thwarting any of the efforts that Zen is actually displaying on the table. They're just one step ahead. Now they even have options. They got two ciphers that are well past the 50%. Well, one past the 50% mark, the other one almost at 50%. And now 481 just juking around, just trying to buy some time. Now gets that hit, still conserving a little bit of football there. So they're really priming themselves for that end game. And I think 481 might have to be the one to take this hit while they de-leech the entomologist.
And I believe Zeno is just trying to get as many leash on the match right now because it will be easier for him to map control during late game. But the survivors know what he's gonna do and is de-leeching whenever they could. And we can see the forward no longer has anything on his hands. And so it's gonna be kind of difficult because entomologist also might be his beast is gonna be gone soon. So.
Trying to go for the rescue here. Mercenary able to make this rescue happen. He will be falling down, but still has the effective tide turner. Now, like you said, this is a bare bones forward, so he's going to have to rely on getting that last effort pop. Priestess pops that cipher right in time for 481 to transition towards the hospital. Blink is available. He's going to save that. Forward is going to be injured because of that tide turner, but Entomologist is already working on an exit gate.
I see that 487 is moving towards the dungeon area at the statue area, hoping to get it, but no blink on Zeno's side, and managing to probably allow one kill for this round.
So at least he's able to defend, right? It's better than a 4K. You need to get at least one, so it's not a 5-point differential. So it is going to end in a 3-1. But this is the pressure that we were talking about. GH just ultimately they had the communication, they had the wherewithal, they had both the support and the individual skill. So Chocho, highlights, lowlights when it comes to that type of match. GH seems ready.
Yeah, GH definitely, they know what they were doing in terms of entomologist and B support that helped forward to prolong its kite and kiting the patroller as well. So really good jukes by 481 there. And him managing to able to buy a lot of time for its survival decode and not interrupting any of those ciphers as well.
Yeah, it was actually a great showing of how they were able to be able to counter the Dream Witch, which is one of the aces in the hand of Zeno. So that's a huge emphatic statement. And the thing is, Godjay is going to be coming in, and usually it's Godjay that's the point bringer. So it seems like they really know their way around this meta. I think we were able to see a semblance of how the new members of GH were able to mesh well with the OGs, and they did pretty well. Honestly, when it came to MVPs, you got to give it to 481.
And we can actually, talking about them as just not, I'm not sure if you realize, Posh, but actually the Priestess didn't give too much support in terms of portals. The only thing we saw was probably the long portal, and that was about it. So I think GH survivors don't really prioritize in the support from the Priestess, but support from the entomologist bees only. So that's good, I think. But at the same time,
and the match stats kind of show that, because look at this Priestess only saw 7 seconds of Hunter time, while Little Boy actually decoded second to the most. It was Zhao Khan to come in with the B support and also come in with a kiting time of 31 seconds. So beautiful performance. It was 481 to have the most time on the board here when it came to containing the Hunter. While Zen, I think with the Dream Witch, you still got to give him kudos. He was just honestly, he was trying to do the right thing, but GH was just a step ahead and really tried to do their best to just be just counter him at every turn.
But at the same time, I think in that team comp, Mercenary was the thing about Dream Witch match is not about not giving the free hits, but I think Mercenary did, and that resulted in him dying slowly. But however, he managed to just elbow pad away, didn't allow Hunter to have the second kite on him, so that's good. But at the same time, if GH was aiming for a 4 escape, I think that actually IKUN shouldn't have used that ball when he was gonna down already, because the distance, he knew himself that the distance wasn't enough for him to transition into the pallet, and yet he still used his ball. If that ball was saved for late game, he might be able to dodge that thing, and maybe a 4 escape might even happen.
Could have, right? And especially with the Dream Witch, you do need to hold on to your items. But like once that rescue happened, last effort pop, it was a bare bones forward, even enough to transition towards the just transition towards a better spot. But at that point, Zen had enough. He was able to down at least the forward. So a victory, a moral victory, is getting that one survivor. At least it's not a 5-point game, but Looking at the points though, this is the best gift you can give Godjay because he's known for getting 4Ks easy. Like that's what he eats for breakfast.
Okay, yeah. So if talking about next match right now, we'll be having IKUN Survivors and GH Hunter Godjay. If the survivors are thinking of going to BO3, I think they would really have to tie up both matches, first half and second half. So S3 escape from IKUN's side. But at the same time, we haven't really seen what IKUN survivors could really bring up because we only saw its BO2 that time against MP. We didn't see its BO1. So we really don't have much stats for IKUN's side. So
well, in the wildcard stage, they were able to get the survivors were able to get a round one victory, and they were able to kind of deny a BO3 to happen. So they did pretty well, I would say, in the wildcard stage. But I mean, the level of competition from wildcard to GH is definitely a step up. So they have shown some semblance of their coordination. I would say, like, if Laugh gets the first kite, it could last for a while. But he's going to need that support. I feel like aside from the well-executed game plan, they need to outdraft Godjay in this match because the way that GH was able to outdraft the Dream Witch, I mean, we were already puzzled on who he should chase first, and it was a tough night out for any hunter with that type of survivor lineup.
Exactly, and I believe, I mean, we've seen Godjay some statistics already. I think for BO1, I am guessing, I'm hoping he's gonna bring out his Sculptor. I mean, if he's trying to play safe, he can totally bring a tieable corrector, but I don't think Godjay is just gonna settle for a tie for sure. He's gonna aim for the first kill. So I think Sculptor I mean, we have seen him for a match against SKG. He actually brought out Sculptor in the Secret Hospital, and he got a 4 kill. So I think Godjay might be picking that as well.
Yeah, honestly, it's a case of if it ain't broke, why fix it? He's really, well, I mean, we said that Godjay is definitely broken because he's so good at playing this game. But, I mean, if it's a winning formula, don't change it up. So I think, yes, get the respect on that Sculptor. And when it's GH's turn, they could go Ever Sleeping Town. So they have to respect the Sculptor, or maybe they're going to not respect the Sculptor and respect more the Breaking Wheel and still have that threat of the Sculptor. So Godjay put in a really good position here. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen. And I'm also excited to see people in the chat. We've got Chantal, you got Polens, you got Juby Sir, you got Daisy, you got all these people. And I have to ask, Chocho, you want to give any shout outs to anyone in particular?
Shout outs. Definitely, I think today it's going to be a bit special. It's going to be towards this team's today.
Okay.
I think, especially, I mean, right now we don't see Nora's matches right now, but still, though, shout out to Nora. All the best. And also, TMX too. I'm supporting all the teams tonight, but definitely because, yeah. So, all the best. I mean, I'm still hoping to see, because, yeah, IKUN to really stand up tonight because it's gonna be a tough match against GH,
for sure. I mean, we weren't pulling our punches when we said that this is a David Goliath story. Like, they are truly the underdog coming into this one, and it shows with how well GH performed with that 3-1. So, with that being said, guys in the chat, please give your love and support to IKUN. GH also, but I think IKUN would need it more. We're gonna head towards the picks and bans. So let's talk about it. We have Godjay, you know what, Sculptor would definitely be a viable pick here. And you got more people in the crowd. Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, we have Daisy here, Lemmy here, Kino, we've seen you a lot. Mr. Jakura, Jade, Manny, Vanilla Kin, as well as
I feel like Manny got a season pass. She's always here.
Yeah, she's always here. Always. I don't know how. I still cannot figure out how to, be at the audience section. But yeah, you gotta tell me your ways, man.
Hey, but we're here, dude. We're sitting in the in the front row. Technically, we're watching the matches. So Ban of the Priestess on Godjay's side, allowing the Seer to come out, but it seems like they're well, I thought they were considering the Doctor.
So we can see the forward actually not being picked yet, but considering the forward. But I think a Seer pick would be the best, Seer and forward. I mean, it is really rare for Godjay to really let out the Seer, because I mean we've seen him in a super hype before. He bans the Seer first, always.
this kind of solidifies that maybe IKUN doesn't have a dedicated seer because in the previous matches, I think the seer has been respect banded, but they didn't go for it. But now they seem to be prioritizing forward and acrobat.
Pretty meta characters. Kiting abilities wise is great. I mean, regardless of whether you have a seer main or not, I mean, seer does give a great support with the bird.
Exactly.
But we can see the ban on the seer now. GotJ taking the
respect.
opportunity this time around.
Yeah. So now opening the opportunity for the other hooded brother here, we got Mercenary being eyed here. Yeah, that's actually a great pick on the side of the survivors. And last but not least, maybe, I don't know, if GotJ is aiming for a Sculptor, I mean, we keep playing the Psychologist, there's still Patient, Enchantress. Well, Enchantress has been making way, but no, going for the Postman. So doesn't like that fast decoding speed.
Exactly. Actually, I was thinking about Postman, but you know what, GotJ, he knows the current meta right now. Postman, it not only gives like running, speeding buffs, or just crazy rescuing buffs as well as decoding buffs that really help the ciphers to progress a lot. But we can see the pick on
Toy Merchant.
The Toy Merchant, it's an okay pick. I mean, it's actually catapult placements is actually really difficult to be executed, but we do know that JNTM actually plays the Toy Merchant, so I'm expecting to see quite a bit from her, and we can see GotJ picking the Sculptor as usual.
Okay, yeah, no surprise here with that Sculptor pick, but with the Toy Merchant, that's probably the kicker of their pick. It's gonna have to come and work online. If ever, it has to pay off, right? Because IKUN really needs the win here for them to tie things up. And I do see in chat that we got Chantal, we got Melly, we got Aurora. She is joining us in the chat. Everyone's saying hi to Aurora. She is going to be coming and playing soon in the Noir match. And I want you guys to give your love and support. I want some green hearts in the chat for GH and orange hearts for IKUN. I don't know what emojis, so I'm just going to go with what the color we see on screen. What does IKUN stand for? Would you happen to know?
Not at all. I think it's just a random name.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're just gonna go with the orange heart then. GH is good luck, have fun, so we know that. But I don't know if there's. Oh yeah, it's the 4-leaf clover for the good luck. So this is gonna be an interesting match. It's still favoring GotJ because we've seen in his track record that he's so good on Sculptor, regardless of the map. In when it comes to high level competition.
And I mean, it is a survivor-sided map, like I've mentioned just now, but still, GotJ is pretty cray-cray with his Sculptor, especially when the second skill's open. So what the IKUN survivors can do now is try not to allow GotJ to have the second skill too fast, and maybe that's the reason why they didn't pick the Seer, because the Seer, even though it gets support, it's gonna give presence to GotJ's Sculptor. So maybe it could be a pick that they have already thought of. They know that it's going to be a Sculptor. They didn't want the Seer to give extra presence, so therefore this team pump.
So yeah, that's actually a pretty good theory on why he banned the Seer. And also, yeah, just getting rid of the Postman so he could take his time, which honestly, I feel like GotJ doesn't take his time. He just goes 0 to 60 once the game starts, so you have to be very careful. So we're going to head straight into the match, back to Sacred Heart Hospital. GotJ on his calling card of a Hunter, going with the Sculptor, making his rotations, actually heading straight towards Laugh, who is at the shack area.
I believe Slav is playing the forward, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is the forward. So we can see the team is not really rotating except for the Toy Merchant. Toy Merchant is rotating to a statue, and Acrobat is decoding at the cage, so it's pretty safe. But I mean, we can see JNTM. We can see the forward betting chase right now. But let's just talk about that Toy Merchant toy right there. I don't think it's a really nice toy to place because you're jumping towards the Tupala window. It's not the best place to really kite. So, but I think that we can see Laugh getting the chase here. And
oh my god! Wow, Laugh was doing okay until that Terror Shock, and GotJ, having a gift from the Terror Shock gods, has the forward in a tough spot here. Wow, honestly, this game has gotten much more interesting on GotJ's side. This is what else could you ask for? This is the best way to start things out.
Yeah, and it was 1 minute into the match. For giving the Terror Shock, I mean, he could have just eaten one basic hit and then continued his kite. Especially when he has half his bowl left. Not too sure why he wanted to bet on that Terror Shock. So
he gets blocked out, and now the last effort popped up and trying to use the skill to move and transition. And mind you, this was actually a very early rescue. So Chocho seems like it's about to be the 2-minute mark, and this is the second time we're going to see the forward on the chair.
Okay. Yeah, and actually it's still fine because Hunter still hasn't opened his second skill yet. Nearly did though, but he's just needing one more statue to second skill. But we see the basement over here. I believe Cerberus is gonna like not rescue this forward anymore.
Yeah, they can't risk it anymore. That was a rough start for them, but let's see how they kind of rally back into this. The Toy Merchant's about to finish her cipher. We have the first skill already unlocked, but no perfect statues just yet. So we're just going to see Godjay kind of patrol around the area. Tinnitus is being propped up, but he kind of knows that someone's already at the second floor. He's going to probably spot out Serpec. No, not quite. But I think while he dropped down, he will just continue to camp out this chair.
Exactly, and she needs to be careful here because if this person is the but he's no longer CCTV surveillance anymore. We can see GNTM placing a Toy Merchant toy that will probably jump into the hospital window. Yep, definitely. And going into the hospital for its kite. Acrobat needs to transition away soon and continue decoding because ciphers are way too slow. 2 full ciphers left, not too sure how they're going to decode, and the second skill has been popped. Nice pellet stun on GNTM's side, and we can see the blink over here, but Godjay is probably going to get the hit right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just the exchange. Yeah, I'd take a pallet stun if I'm able to hit you. Unlock that second skill. Already popped the blink. So just the excellent trade-off on Godjay's side. And now it seems like we're going to go back to the basement here where Godjay is going to just exert his dominance here. 2 ciphers still remaining. If they want any chance at this, they might try to go full blood here. They're so far from the basement, actually. So this is a tough call.
Definitely. I'm not too sure whether Acrobat has kite or not, but if he does, he has to come for the before half rescue, hoping that Toy Merchant can kite. But if they're going for the full blood rescue, then I don't think ciphers will be enough. It's leaning more towards a 4 kill on Godjay's side. And if Godjay were to CCTV surveillance on the mercenary and mercenary eating the statues, then and if he downs, then yeah, for sure a 4 kill this round. So we'll be seeing the CCTV now.
Ooh, it seems like, yeah, he's just camping this out, and Mercenary eats a hit. One more statue, and he will be falling down. It seems like Serpex here is in a tough spot. He can't, I mean, it's so hard to go for this rescue because Godjay knows the entry point of this Acrobat, and it seems like Serpex is actually going to just not even try and just transition away, and that's going to be a second survivor out of this game.
Exactly, and Godjay, I'm not too sure how he knew that the Acrobat was there, but like, I mean, it must be hunter senses. I mean, he is a top tier hunter. Knowing where Acrobat is I'm not gonna question it. Maybe it's just hunter's instinct.
Yeah, honestly, he just knew, and the who are we to question the almighty Godjay? So let's see how this Acrobat will try and kite for as long as he can. Mercenary about to pop that cipher, but there's still one brand new cipher that will be coming in. He gets locked out of his skills going through that flame bomb. So Acrobat's still running the routes here. But honestly, it seems like the inevitable might be it. Godjay trying to go for a drop-down hit. Still no one there. And Serpex doing a great job able to go through the window.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm surprised just trying to kite as much as possible. Oh my god. Okay, so the yeah, this is the toy placed by GNTM before she downed, and managing to successfully kite away from that area, going to double story. Not too sure why Acrobat was hesitating to go into double story though, but Godjay is trying to close the distance between him and the Acrobat. Acrobat really trying to kite this out, but I believe it wouldn't be too long. But Godjay doesn't have much statues left.
Blink is already online as well, so he can use that. Acrobat, one more statue hit from falling down. Mercenary working on a brand new cipher. You gotta give it up to Serpex here. He did an amazing kite. Releases the flame bomb here, so it seems like Godjay still holding on to this blink. He knows he has the time because Mercenary is still working on that brand new cipher, and Acrobat finally falls down to the statues. Seems like he's gonna try to drop a chisel just to monitor where the Mercenary is at.
Yeah, this is seeing more towards a 4 kill. But I mean, Mercenary does have two level pads. However, he's in a 3/4 blood. So Godjay, just as long as his statues are, but we haven't seen his statues being really accurate. So Shin might be going down due to the statues.
Ooh, and like you said, yeah, he does have that delayed damage, meaning the Acrobat has to pop up, but With this Cypher only at 26%, it's going to be a tough call. Mercenary takes really long getting up, so it's just only a matter of time. Godjay just has to go back and forth to secure that 4K and really cement their lead in this match. Tries to drop a chisel, but no one there. And Serpex still trying to give enough time for the Mercenary to pop back up and try to work on a Cypher. So you got to give it up to IKUN. They are going down swinging in this fight.
I mean, it is a waiting game between Godjay as well as Survivors. I mean, if Survivors are not popping up, Godjay can really take his time to really have all his statues full. So he has 3 full sets of statues. If Acrobat can cut these out, then that's great. But at the same time, Acrobat no longer has any balls left, so which means its kiting ability is no longer as strong as it was before. Godjay is just surveilling the area between Mercenary, hoping that just ensuring that Acrobat is not gonna come here and help Mercenary stand up and Mercenary having the self-heal again. So. So he's still trying to surveillance that area.
Yeah, it's just a back and forth at this point, like you said. So Godjay just taking his time because honestly he has nothing to lose. It's really the Survivors that kind of have to clutch it out at this point. And it seems like the Acrobat was able to find a Cypher, and now he's working on that 10% Cypher, able to push it up until the 18 to 20% mark. Acrobat, is signaling that he does have a Cypher that he's working on, trying to find the placement here, and it seems like Serpex will be spotted out here. He's got to be careful because the perfect statues are online.
We can see Mercenary and Acrobat both up right now, but we see the blink on Godjay's side on Serpex. Okay, so right now Godjay is just not gonna care about the Acrobat. Acrobat's already self-heal. Shien's Mercenary as well, so he's just gonna go full on Mercenary right now. It's probably gonna be it will most likely be a 4-kill this time.
So Mercenary now just trying his best to survive as long as possible to try and see if there's any window of opening. Acrobat does say it's 70% to heal, but honestly, when Godjay's surveilling this area, he's doing it with the greatest of ease because he knows he has this match in the bag. He's just surveilling the area once that chisel is done on cooldown, but now actually we see that the Mercenary able to kind of close out the distance and pick up the Acrobat. So Godjay kind of overextending to the back exit here allows the Acrobat to be fully healed. So IKUN still staying alive here, Chocho.
Not too sure why Godjay decided to be conservative when not trying to be conservative when Acrobat no longer has self-heal here, because Mercenary can just go there and heal, and we can see that already happening. But Hunter is now back again on Serpex. Shien is taking this time to really go to the Cypher and try and decode as much as possible, hoping to get that one escape during this round.
Yeah, trying to avoid these statues. 1 hit, and now let's see if he's able to get this jump to happen. Excellent activation, but the statues, the barrage of statue, able to drop this Acrobat. And now Mercenary being chased out using his last elbow pad. So Godjay very methodical, very surgical with what he's doing now. He's just making sure that he wants to be able to secure this down. And the inevitable is about to catch up to the Survivors now.
This is just gonna be a time match right now, so it's just Shien might not be able to kite this out and no longer has any elbow pads to do this anymore. So let's just. What do you think about this, Bosch?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going down swinging. You got to give them that respect because, you know, even though Godjay has this in the bag, you're gonna have to earn this. And he tries to go for a pallet drop there, and it seems like Shien is really just making this a tough game for Godjay, and now eventually getting that hit. All of them have popped their self-heals. It's going to be a GG that's going to be called. Godjay still living up to the 4K, but IKUN just kind of dragging out time just to see if Godjay still has it in him to secure that 4K, and he does. But I would have to say kudos to IKUN. A lot of people in the chat, we do see some basketballs, like some orange emojis as well for IKUN, so they are showing their support, but they're being tested by the defending champs themselves, GH, and now Godjay, you know, living up to his 4K potential, getting themselves a perfect game for the Hunter side.
I mean, we can actually really see IKUN really trying this time around. Very unfortunate Terror Shock on the forward side. But I mean, they tried to pick themselves up again, but Toy mentioned dying again at the basement was really it really affected how IKUN could really try to get a 1 escape or even a tie during that round already. So but IKUN's JNTM's Toy Merchant that toy placement really saved Acrobat, and it really helped Acrobat to really kite much longer. So also kudos to the JNTM. Acrobat wise, did an amazing kite.
Yeah, the Acrobat was able to push for at least 1 Cypher remaining, so that was good. I think the perfect storm of events for Godjay was when he was able to get that Terror Shock on Laugh. like you said, it favored him to just eat a regular hit and just starve him from for that presence, because once he got that terror shock, he unlocked the chisel right away. So I think that kind of solidified him winning the early game to mid game, and also Toy Merchant on that basement. And the placement of Godj's camera, just knowing where the entrance of Serpex was going to be coming for the basement rescue, just denied it just by pure camping instinct alone. So that's the perfect storm of events for Godj. But like you said, you know what? There were some shining moments also on IKUN's side. For them to drag it out this long, for the acrobat to kite for such a long time, it's still they still want to cement themselves in this competition to get more experience up against one of the best here in Southeast Asia.
Maybe I think one of the what Godj did was Godj's statue placements was very accurate, able to hit both Acrobat as well as Toy Merchant very well. And also, actually, Toy Merchant did a great job pallet stunning the Hunter, but still it didn't give it enough time to really go to the place where it can drop and fly away. So yeah, and Godj was really patient with his blink also. Like, he blinked and then he waited such that Toy Merchant's speed boost has ended, then he decided to hit. So Godj's patience really paid it off that round.
Yeah, it honestly showed how well he is and seasoned in this game. And looking at the match stats, just the pure accuracy of his hits and statue placements, one to behold. So here we have the match results. Looking at the group stage results also, number of points will also matter. So GH solidifying themselves the first round here, 8-1 up against IKUN. IKUN really tried to make it a back and forth bout, but GH had other plans, going for the 8-1. And now, Chocha, we're heading to round number 2.
Exactly. So right now, as you can see, it's 8-1. So GH definitely had the first BO1 win. So on IKUN's side, what they can do is actually try to get the tie on the BO2 and try to prolong the BO3. But the score right now, 8-1, is usually really large. So if possible, IKUN, it'll be easier for IKUN if they get a win on BO2 than on BO3 if they want to defeat GH. But it is very difficult, like we've mentioned before. GH is the defending champion this time around. So I'm not too sure how IKUN will be able to overcome this. So
yeah, because if you take it one round at a time, right? If it's best of 2, you wanna try to win that one, but you're still facing the meta of Godj, and let alone they're going to be actually facing the map that GH picks. So it seems like the stars are kind of aligning for GH to have an early night in the office here. But I mean, IKUN, let's see how well they've prepared for this. But we are going to have a switch of 481 to Captain. So the captain is coming back in.
So them shifting 481 out, there might be a reason. I mean, 481 does amazing kiting as well as support. He is a very support heavy player. So maybe GH is thinking they might not want to go too much of his support, maybe more of kiting characters, strong kiting characters actually. So
I will have to say though, I mean, the MVP of the previous round was 481. So for them to switch in Capcom again, Capcom's a great survivor, but 481 seems to be on a hot streak tonight. So I guess they have something ready. Maybe they're preparing for Zen just brought out the Dream Witch and the Geisha, right? So I wonder what they're going to be bringing to the table here. Since GH picks another, one of my favorite maps, we're going to go to Red Church.
Banning the, not sure, Chinatown, is it? Yeah. Yeah, so GH picking the Red Church, I mean, it is a very, old map, but I would say GH has been it's been very long since the team was formed. They must be very familiar with the Red Church match, definitely. So I'm thinking that, I mean, if it's a Red Church match, I think it's going to be support heavy though. But them bringing Capcom might be, maybe they have a plan. They have a team comp that we are not too sure of, but I'm hoping to see.
Maybe if Capcom does come in, and maybe Zhao Kahn is gonna give up the entomologist and give it to Capcom, and Zhao Kahn will be playing forward this time around, because Skyfall for sure would just play the rescuer, Little Boy probably support, or maybe decoder if ever the priestess does get banned. So the potential is still limitless for what they can bring to the table here. It's only a matter of time till we actually see how well they're gonna be performing with all of them on the table. So I think with the previous match with SKG, it was Capcom, Little Boy, 481, and Zhao Kahn, right? Skyfall is one of the newbies. Well, not really the newbies, but one of the new people coming into this lineup.
I'm still. I think Red Church map. I mean, if GH is picking the Red Church map, they must be getting an advantage in that map. Because in Secret Hospital it was a map picked by IKUN, and definitely if you pick that map for your team, you want to get the advantage. However, IKUN wasn't able to do that. GH was able to really control both get what they need. So this might be very difficult for IKUN's side to get the advantage this time around.
Yeah, that's true. IKUN already. I think their chance of actually seizing the lead was actually at the start of the game because they had map pick. And Zen with his ace in the hole with the Dream Witch. Again, Geisha is also very viable, especially in this match. But they could just plain up ban the Geisha of Zen when they go up against it. So it's gonna be a little tough for IKUN to try and rally back into this. But at least they're getting the tournament experience that they need going up against GH. Once again, we want to find the best of the best in Southeast Asia. We want the best team to represent us come Call of the Abyss, come international competition. And when you go through that, you have to face the best of the best. And I think, IKUN is already realizing that, all right, it's time to level up because we are up against the defending champs here in GH.
It could be a good experience for IKUN. I mean, it's not an everyday thing that you get to face against this type of high tier players. So maybe they could actually learn something from this and do better the next time, especially in BO2 also.
Yeah, it's experience is still experience, right? And if you guys are supporting IKUN now, what more when they reach a peak tier or be able to get more experience? So I think it's still the journey that they're facing now, and going up against GH. It's fact that this is kind of an underdog matchup because GH has been the one to dominate and also be the one to represent our team, represent our region in the big stage. So they need it now more than ever. So I want to be able to see some basketballs in the chat, some maybe purple from Orange Hearts as well for IKUN because they have a tall task ahead. So let's talk about Red Church. Let's talk about picks and bans. What hunters are you expecting to see here, Chocho?
If GH God Jace comes up for BO2 Red Church, and if they ban Sculptor, I think God J might be bringing out the Spider. I mean I've seen him play Spider in the Red Church. Pretty crazy. I mean, you can actually chair all the way to basement also, and his basement camping is, as you can see just now, they didn't even dare to come and rescue also twice. So God J might be bringing out a Spider, but at the same time, like we've mentioned just now, we've seen just now, he has a clerk. He has a clerk ready there.
100% win rate on that clerk. He could bring it out. He could have flight time with that clerk if ever, because they're in a good spot here. GH with that one win, but now, ladies and gentlemen, round number 2, picks and bans. Let's make some noise in the chat for both GH and IKUN. But if you're an IKUN supporter, I want to hear you guys a little louder because they definitely need that support, and they definitely feel that support because Zen will be the first one hunting on this map.
But we can see the ban on the Syrian forward on Zeno's side. But GH, I think they might be banning Bloody Queen instead of Dream Witch. But because we can see that they can really cut it. Oh, but we see the ban on Dream Witch. Even though they did get the 3 run just now, I think that just to be safe, the respect as well. So they banned Dream Witch on the Red Church mat. But we can see the Mercenary and Priestess being picked this time around. Kind of slow decoding.
Yeah, to start things off, right? And this actually just solidifies, Little Boy and Skyfall's characters. Banning the Acrobat, just taking away from Capcom or Zhao Kahn, since they're kind of known for these characters. So let's see if they're going to lock in. Is that the Psychologist? Yeah, it's a Psychologist, I believe. So they want to be able to, at least tank up here. So 2 very tank-heavy and, hit-heavy characters. Now Zen's job is to try and gear himself towards like a geisha, an optimal geisha match here.
It seems more of a geisha match right now because of the entomologist ban, and also GH servers are actually gearing up, like you said, gearing up for the Bloody Queen or geisha match right now. So we can, we have the support from the Priestess, kiting as well as the sucking of the blood from the Psychologist. But we can see a Postman over here. I think Zhao Kahn might be playing the Postman this time around.
Or is that
a Postman? Is that Lucky Guy? Wait.
No, I think it's a batter.
Batter? Oh, batter? I'm lying.
If you guys can't see Chocho, she just leaned back like, oh my god, a batter. I've war flashbacks on Chocho, rank flashbacks probably. So seems like a batter is coming into the lineup, so they do have a stunner. all support heavy. And like you said, BQ is coming out.
So maybe we can see the better pick over here.
Wait. They're
Wait,
changing it up.
Is that
Naiad. Yeah.
Oh, but I don't think Zeno's gonna pick Knight because Knight is a very drawable character. That's not something that you want right now. For IKUN's side, you need to get the win. So I don't think Naiad will be the best choice.
But he's locking in with a Naiad. He's gonna try to make this one work. I share the same sentiments, Chocho. When it comes to Naiad, yes, I mean, I love the Hunter, very unique mechanics, but when it comes to competition, he wants to get more. He wants to get more than those, just a draw. And we've seen how well GH can perform up against Naiad. And they don't have, well, they have the Priestess there and they have the Mercenary, but yeah, you want to be able to counter. I mean, like just raw kiting can also kind of counter, and knowing your routes and having the support of a batter and a Priestess could give GH just that.
But actually, looking at the picks and bans on Zeno's side, not too sure why he decided to ban the Entomologist though. I mean, it is a counter because when you are swimming, it can actually block you. But maybe, not so sure, because his ban looks more towards a Geisha or a Billy Queen.
It did, yeah.
And Zeno, he's great at those two characters. Not too sure why he decided to pick Naiad, which is a drawable character.
Well, that's a point we gotta revisit when we see how well his Naiad is gonna perform, because we did say the stakes here. Zen wants to win this one, and Naiad in this lineup, even looking at the picks now, if you're gearing towards a Naiad, you want to ban certain survivors that transition well, right? You want to get rid of a patient, you want to get rid of that. They didn't opt for that, and they looked like they were kind of gearing towards or getting ready for a BQ for a Geisha here. So it's very interesting. We've seen GH in the past, well, up against SKG, to get kind of thrown off by unconventional Hunter picks. So maybe Zen's trying to introduce a little strange into the mix here. And speaking of introduced to the stream here, Nello's in the chat. What's going on, Nello? Also, yeah, we also got Kaiser, we got Fate, Kino, like you mentioned as well. Yeah, Frost Knight, Soy Milk was also I saw in the chat. Yeah, everyone's just talking about like how well, everyone's asking Nell to notice him, so you gotta add him for him to notice you guys.
And actually we see yeah, I see Nello Mello over there tagging everybody. Yeah, and we can see the orange hats as well.
Let's go. Okay. And of course, Maney here, just making sure she gets front row tickets to every competition she sees. Chu, Kaiser, a lot of love also for you, Chocho. So big shout outs to everyone showing the commentator some love. But now we see Zen with the unconventional Naiad pick. He's going to run straight into Skyfall here. So able to find the rescuer here. It could pay off well if he can invest the time in just trying to down this mercenary.
But I think Zeno is trying to get Skyfall this time around. Not too sure why, because I mean maybe because Skyfall he did manage to give, he did give a free hit during the Dreamage match, so Zeno probably think that Skyfall might be the easier chase here, but no, deciding to change his target again, going to Graveyard, going to center this time around.
Yeah.
Has spotted out the footsteps of Psychologist at center.
That is Capcom's signal to actually transition away. So we do see a 3-6 build on the side of Zeno. No shenanigans here. We know how Naiads play. They really rely on that detention when it comes to late game. But I'm pretty sure they know how to, just not touch ciphers, stay away from the puddles, and just transition and give their support. Capcom now kiting out in the open here. So let's see. He might actually eat this regular hit, but we know that's a Psychologist. He gets tank three straight hits. And you know what? Ciphers are going to be popping left and right if Zeno just commits to going for Capcom.
I mean, Psychologist, it might not be the best kiter, but it can get 3 hits. So I think Capcom will be able to kite very long this time around. It's 1 minute 25 seconds into the match. I think he'll be able to kite to 2 minutes. But I think he'll be eating the basic hit here, and Zeno might be giving him the blink hit over afterwards. But we can see the battle already coming.
Yeah. He's sneaking by, but he's Zen just dashing and just trying to mark his territory here, while Zhao Kahn just makes himself known that I'm here to get that support. Blink is already online for Zen, so let's see if he'll try to activate it. Goes for the blink hit. Wow, through the wall. Very impressive. And also a nice avoidance on that cricket bat hit. And we see that Zen might be doing some cleanup here just to make sure that the rebound kite of Capcom would actually cost him.
Zhao Kan is just trying to buy more time for for his team to decode right now. So we can see the Mercenary Cypher is almost popping already. If it will better still be no, better will not be OBing anymore, and I believe Zhao Kan will be popping this Cypher, then coming for the rescue right afterwards.
Zhao Kan being chased away from this Cypher is so close to popping Chocho. So Zen doing a great job at least camping out this Cypher and also camping out IKUN. So now we see that the puddles are slowly building up, still not at full presence just yet, but we do see Skyfall. You know, 2 elbow pads in, he could definitely close the distance to make this rescue happen before half.
Yeah, and also we can see that the center priestess already set up portals for IKUN. IKUN will be rotating straight away there, trying to transition away. But I doubt that he'll be able to do so because of the distance.
Yeah, that's what's tough with Psychologist. Yes, it takes a long time to down her, but when she's down, she's a basic character. She doesn't have any buffs when it comes to rebound kiting, especially when she finished her, when she's used the 3 hits already. And we see that Zen just cleaning up house here, just making sure that he has full line of vision. 3 ciphers still remain, so it's looking pretty good back and forth on both sides.
And we can see that the last cipher hasn't been decoded. Zhao Kan is decoding that cipher that's at 40% right now. The little boy is decoding the one at check. Even though cipher has all been decoded, it really depends on how Psychologist is able to second kite this time. If IKUN is able to, then this might be a 4-man detention period this time.
Skyfall seems to be the one to go for this rescue. Let's see if Zen could thwart him. It seems like he's being chased away. So we do see that the puddles are still gonna be drawn here. So Skyfall is gonna have to be careful. You can only tank 1 more hit. Goes for the hit, and now we see that there's a bit of a traffic jam situation, and now IKUN being very careful here. Skyfall just trying his best to try and body block the situation here, but now able to go through the portal here and just provide that support and that distance away. He goes through the window here, Chocho.
We can see that the last cipher is actually really at 70%. Beta is here for the OB right now. Not unable to push the hunter away with his balls and going closer towards the Psychologist right now. Psychologist needs to not get this hit. Better eating the hit and maybe able to Palestine the hunter. This might be a 4-man detention period, Posh.
Yeah, this is actually pretty tough. We do see that the Cypher progress is already about to be primed. So when the pop happens, IKUN's going to have to find a way to make it out of the exit gate. So we see that IKUN still buying so much time here. Drops down the pallet, goes through it. The Terror Shock, but the Blink was expelled and now the kite still continues, but with detention.
And we can see Psychologist moving towards the dungeon area at small gate. So if the gate can open in time, this might be a 4-man actually.
And now we see that he's able to draw a puddle here. So Psychologist has to move on away, drawing him out. The exit gate's about to open, but it seems like the Psychologist isn't ready just yet. But the pallet stun is going to buy a little more time. Everyone's out of the exit gate. He's going to try to go for it, but no, Zen able to swipe him away from the dungeon. It's going to be another 3-1.
This actually seemed like it was gonna be a 4-man escape, especially with that pallet stun just now. I thought that it would have been enough for everybody to get out and Psychologist go for the dungeon, but turns out they just need a little bit more time. So yeah, it was a great match on GH's side. I can't really point out any mistakes on GH's side. They did everything they could. Psychologist knowing exactly where to go, and he went straight to Beta's face. Beta just popped his cipher so Beta could OB. And that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, it was. They played that flawlessly. Even though we did say that it's hard for the Psychologist to rebound kite. That's why the Priestess portals were there. That's why the batter was there for that support. And GHB just showing everyone that they are a very well-rounded team. They can roll with the punches really well. They knew everyone had their shining moments, from rescuing to popping ciphers to providing that support. And IKUN, you know what? I want to see how long he was able to kite out this Naiad, which Chocho begs the question once again. Like, the Naiad pick was a big question mark on our side. And looking at the results here, still puts IKUN in a tough spot in this competition.
We actually saw that in BO1, 481 actually kited the Dream Witch 150 over seconds. This time around, we see IKUN kiting almost 140 seconds. So we can actually see that then by itself, they are very good at kiting, GH team. So yeah, it is very difficult for IKUN's Hunter Zeno to really try and get passed down, especially with these OB characters as well as support portals from the Priestess.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. How you feeling about that Naiad? Because we were hoping for a BQ, a Geisha, and you clearly saw that GH was ready for a Naiad, even though they used the support, but the puddles weren't really affected. He didn't even get a puddle hit on anyone.
actually getting, I mean, Mercenary able to get a rescue without having to double down was also quite a feat, because the camping of the chair on the night could actually cause a lot of pressure for any rescuer. But Skyfall being able to get 2 basic hit rescues for first and second one, it really helped the team to buy more time to decode, because right now at that time, actually that team comp was actually very slow decoding.
Yeah,
First decoding, better Mercenary, Priestess, but the kite was long enough. IKUN did an amazing job kiting. Support from Battle, so yeah, there really isn't much to point out for Survivor side. They did very well.
And take note also, when it came to the kiting routes of IKUN, the only time we actually saw him use the top broken part when someone was decoding, that was just one time. He wasn't running into any of the survivors, so it just shows that their comms were super on point. No one was actually misplaced anywhere. Whenever Zen was chasing the psychologist, it was just a psychologist until someone made their presence known for the rescue or for the support. So GH making a strong case for themselves to be contenders to get double champ status in IVC 2022.
So next round we'll be actually seeing GH got J again, as well as IKUN survivors at this map. So right now the score is 3-1. That means IKUN survivors have to at least get 3 escape, if not 4.
At least. Wow.
For the BO3. So that is a lot of pressure on the survivor side of IKUN. God J probably will be having an ease of his mind, because he just needs at least one kill to secure the win. I secure the tie for BO2, and no, that's no.
Yeah, he just needs a tie. Yeah, if he gets the 1 kill, it's still if they're able to get the 3 out. This actually kind of dovetails to your point, Chocho. We could see a spider. I mean, his spider definitely gets more than 4Ks and went up, but he's so good with that character. He also has, if you ban the Sculptor, he has Dream Witch. If you ban Dream Witch, he has Sculptor. He also has Bloody Queen. He has a lot of Hunters. So it's really a matter of picking your poison. And tournament stat for God J, his worst performance is 4K. He's been doing 4Ks all throughout. He hasn't had a worse performance in this tournament just yet.
Actually, he did get a tie against SKG during BO3 as a spider. So,
but that was...
yeah,
right.
But yeah, that's not what he needs. I mean, that's what he needs. So
yeah,
maybe a spider might be coming out this time.
Could be. Unless he wants to try out... You know what? This could be an opportunity for him to try out Clerk if ever he wants to get more flight time with that character. We've seen Clerk be a menace in all these... what's scary is that with God J's mechanics and game knowledge, and he uses Clerk, that's going to be tough for any survivor. So IKUN, ladies and gentlemen, this is do or die for them to stay, to stay alive in this matchup. Again, this is group stage, so they can still have a chance to go up against BL and secure more points. But as of now, this might be their last stand going up against God J for this this game to continue.
Exactly. So I'm not actually, I was thinking about it. I'm not too sure what team comp IKUN is going to bring out this time around, because they need at least a 3-run. So I believe that definitely no mechanic.
Yeah.
No mechanic, because that is a terrible character. Talking about maybe Toy Merchant would be great as well. I mean, they really need kiting heavy and support heavy characters. So this is gonna be difficult.
They can. Well, it depends also on God J, because God J is gonna ban 2 survivors, right? Most likely they'll want to see Priestess and Seer, which is, again, they're not really known for that. They have brought out Acrobat. Let me just run the roster of characters that they've brought out. So they have Acrobat, they have Mercenary, Toy Merchant. You also have a forward, but they've only used it once in the previous. Well, again now with Laugh, and maybe this could be his redemption on that forward. Postman and Balmer, Toy Merchant, but yeah, maybe not Balmer either. They wanna have support heavy and also kiting, support heavy and rescue heavy lineup here.
I believe Godger actually doesn't have any hunter that he wants to play at this point, but he's just gonna look at the team com and see what can really get him high and above situation. So we'll be seeing the character band picks right now for Godj as well as IKUN survivors.
So saying what's up to everyone here, Daisy, Lemmy, Aurora. Aurora's in the audience, dude. You're about to be on the tournament, ma'am. So we got Kino, Mr. Jakra, Jade, Maney once again. Vanilla Kinda, Fate, and Miryu. And also shout outs to Chantel once again. You know, she's always asking for shout outs. And Kaiser, we see you in the chat. And using a nickname of mine, I guess. So let's see it. They are going to ban the Forward and the Seer.
So I mean, we can see the respect ban on the Sculptor. I mean, he has been consistently getting the 4 kill on Sculptor, so definitely it's a must ban for the server side. And we can see to the servers, I think their first pick is what were you saying there? Blind. Is that Explorer? Wait, no, that's not Explorer.
No, I don't know. I thought it was Seer at one point, but I don't know. We just have to wait because that's a silhouette. Wait, who is that?
I don't know. I can't even tell from its. What's that?
Oh, it's Mercenary.
Mercenary?
There we go. Yeah, okay. It's a hooded figure. I was like, is that his hair or his hood? Okay, it's Mercenary. Not bad. Okay.
Two blind mice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can see the Acrobat as well as Mercenary pick here. I mean, this means there's gonna be a very stable rescue. Kiting wise, Acrobat can jump over windows, so shouldn't be a big problem here. These 2 picks are pretty standard. We can see God J banning the Priestess, another supporting heavy character, and survivors. I think they'll be picking
Postman.
Postman.
Interesting that they lock in with this Postman here. So, kind of giving like a chink in their armor here because you want to go for that Postman right off the bat. And Godjay known for like sidestepping the dogfight, so this kind of opens up Godjay to kind of ban the entomologist here. It's just to round out the usual suspects of meta survivors that you do not want to deal with, putting IKUN in a tough spot, and going for the psychologist here.
So IKUN this time, I think they may be picking a kiting character once again. Is that a cord? Is that a mechanic?
Oh my god, they're actually locking in with a yeah. Wait, little girl, I think.
No, no.
You sure?
I'm betting. I don't know. It's pretty small.
I can't tell either. I don't want to put golden apple. Oh, it's a little girl.
Oh,
you owe me
it's
something
girl.
now. You owe me apples. Like you were gonna bet. I saw you. You were about to bet a lot of apples.
No.
But
Okay.
Chocho, we gotta focus up here. Wax artist. That's what he's thinking. Oh, queen. Okay, cool. All right.
So I mean, Godjay's Bloody Queen is. I mean, we haven't seen it in the tournament yet, but it is, from what I know, Bloody Queen is a very durable character, and this is what he needs. This is exactly what Godjay needs. So but I think it's okay this team comp because the little girl and mercenary, this team comp, this pairing is very meta. We can see it very often in China IVLs. So I'm hoping to see what IKUN's team cooperation is gonna bring. This is very support heavy. Little girl will be the prime target over here. So, but at the same time, Godjay can go and chase the postman also, because postman, I mean, as long as you have distance with postman, the dog really can't do anything to you. So yeah, IKUN survivors 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Like we said, we wanted to see kiting, we wanted to see support, and this is a lineup that can possibly do that. So we'll just have to see, because Godjay, again, this is the first time he's bringing the Bloody Queen out in this tournament, but in previous tournaments, he's used Bloody Queen in round number 2 to secure 4Ks. And in this map, Bloody Queen is actually pretty good. So Godjay, let's see if the Terror Shock gods might be in his favor, because the way that the first round kind of played out, and the way he was able to solidify his dominance was when he was able to get that Terror Shock on Laugh. So maybe a round number 2 is inbound for both of them.
So I'm just hoping Godjay probably finds the mercenary first. You know, the worst chase. Maybe that, and maybe that, you know, that might be the progress of how IKUN server is gonna do. But I believe IKUN server is probably gonna rotate quite a bit at the start of the match.
Yeah, they could. So 3-1. I would actually ask you, Chocho, if you could rate this survivor pick, survivor draft from 1 to 10. How strong is it up against the BQ, regardless of the players? Like if we're just gonna see it on paper.
I think it's a 7.
Okay.
7. Yeah, because actually it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 in a way such that if Godjis chases Acrobat or the Mercenary, it'll be fine. Because Acrobat has the balls to, pull the distance and everything. Mercenary got elbow pads. So it shouldn't be. I'm hoping that the first few people that he's gonna bump into is gonna be Acrobat or Mercenary.
Right.
If it's Little Girl also, then Little Girl can go leech onto
Kinda okay.
Mercenary, so that will be fine. We'll be entering the match right now. Godjay spawning at the graveyard area, going straight to front gate, seeing Xian, which is the Mercenary. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, so just changing to Xuan now, at least that's not the, well, it's not the postman. Serpex here is still decoding here, but Godjay, think he can kind of afford to roam around the map here to find the best possible target. Laugh, he's going to make himself known. Let's see if Godjay is going to bite here, because if he goes any more forward, he's going to run into that postman. It seems like Laugh got his attention.
And Godjay missing out on the tinnitus. I mean, he did get the tinnitus, thinking that it's like from the Acrobat, but it's actually from the Little Girl check. So, but he might be able to get a hit here. Is he gonna ball away? Is he ready to bomb away? Oh, what?
Oh, I'm about to get a family situation. It's so tense. Able to hit him through the air, but Lap still creating that distance. So, still keeping Godjay at bay. I think that's an okay trade-off. At least it wasn't a terror shot.
Exactly. But Laugh was a bit too conservative with the ball also, but I mean, it did work out well eventually because still able to pull distance with the Hunter. Right now we have the second mirror ready already, ball's also ready, so we'll see how Laugh is gonna kite this out for the second mirror.
Serpex. Oh my god, wait, Serpex is there, but now he's gonna try to just establish the distance here, but he's gonna run straight into the postman at the top broken part of this map. Bomb cooldown still on point. We're gonna get a charged up hit on Godjay's side. Postman has to go away. Well, he's gonna try to pop that cipher before Godjay tries to monitor who is at the top broken cipher.
I mean, we see the postman actually, but Godjay doesn't know, I think. Oh, but he mirrors the postman. Postman might be getting the hitting the chair, so postman will be able to survive this time around. Mercenary probably coming for the rescue right now. Mercenary does have the rescuing buff ladder. Unable to hit the postman. That was close.
Yeah, thank God for Serpex. He's got to thank his lucky stars that didn't hit. Now Mercenary is here before the half. Just gets a conservative hit to start things off, but now the kiting ensues on the Acrobat. Godjay wants to actually go for, it continues to just focus in on Laugh, while Laugh is just waiting for that mirror to pop up. He's going to have a bomb ready. Can he make it in time, though? No, about to get a hit. Nice jukes, but no, last effort kicks in.
Oh, not too sure why Laugh decided to just cancel the ball instead of getting ready to jump over the mirror. Not too sure why. Maybe he canceled it out on an accident or something. But right now we see the postman running back to the top broken cipher instead of decoding the Red Church 1. Not too sure why at the same time. Not too sure what survivors are thinking at this point in time, but seems like postman will be coming for the rescue. But Hunter knows that. Hunter can see the postman because of the wanted order, but I believe the rescue will still be able to be done up this time.
Yeah, we do see that the postman tried to release the hounds here. Just eats the regular hit. We're at full presence BQ, ladies and gentlemen. So Acrobat, this is the rebound kite for the sentry, but no, Blink finally used at the last possible second. And this is the win condition that he needs for just a tie. One survivor out and 3 ciphers still remaining. Lots of pressure being put on the survivor side of IKUN.
We can see that Godjay is trying to get try to get a hit on the top broken side, but unable to do so. Right now, he will be having his first elimination on Laugh right now, and we have 2 half-bloods, Postman and Mercenary, outside in the field. They're healing up right now though, but the wanted order on them healing. Godjay knows that, so he will be mirroring them for sure. Like no doubt, he knows they're there.
Once the mirror cooldown is on point, now we see that the mirror does get popped up. They're being chased away. At least the postman was able to get healed up. Mercenary, on the other hand, still has an elbow pad to try and kite for a while. But Little Girl is the only one on cipher popping duties. It's about to be 1 cipher remaining. So we're going to see a postman's dog able to go for the bite. No, not quite. It seems like the Little Girl is also here, Chocho.
Little Girl playing safe right now, putting 1 page, so it's totally fine. Hunter will be eyeing on the Mercenary. Mercenary cannot use this pet. Mercenary must eat this hit. He cannot use this pet because he needs this pet for the 3-run at late game.
And as you say that, he just goes for the elbow pad activation just to create that distance. But yeah, it might haunt him in the end. So let's see how Xuan will try and conserve his last hit here. Goes for the drop hit, but no. Godjay, just this perfect distance away from the pallet.
Yeah, Xian's, I believe Xian's mind game failed that a little bit, and Godjay getting that pallet down hit. So right now, Gajay knows his objectives right now. He needs to get tie and above to get the win for BO for the round itself. And
Yeah.
Postman getting that dodge on that mirror also.
I got so
but-
scared. Oh, now he gets the hit. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, please just avoid it. Avoid it at all costs because we're at the last cipher. IKUN wants to keep the dream alive, and Gajay knows that. He already transitions over to the graveyard side, chasing away the little girl here. Not much little girl action we've seen as of late. We did see that page, but now it switches on over to teleport, and the dog bite was ready.
So, yeah, Postman will be down right now. Mercenary can't get out in time, but the best plan right now is for Little to go back to rescue to decode the graveyard, decode graveyard, and then Mercenary coming for the rescue. However, I think Gajay might be eyeing on the Mercenary late game because Mercenary no longer has self heal, so this will be difficult for Survivor still. No matter what, even if the Cypher can prime and pop, it's still a hard player man.
Yeah, they got to manage their situation. Now, the Graveyard Cypher is primed already at 99%. Mercenary is here. Can't tank a regular hit, but like you said, the self-heal has already been expended. And now we see that yeah, he is focusing his attention on this Mercenary. Might seem like they might go for this pop once the Mercenary does fall, but Gajay's right behind him, so it's going to be real tough for them to just call the situation out, and now gets the speed boost from the last Cypher pop.
I believe Gajay is not even gonna mirror this Shion at all. But Shion does have the. Luckily, Shion does have. But we see the mirror over here. Oh, a dodge and
the movement from both, but this is what Gajay wants. He just wants to get at least one survivor. The Mercenary has already spent his self-heal. He can actually just chair this Mercenary, call it GG's. Postman and Little Girl are opening up that exit gate, and Gajay just, you know what, getting the minimum, the bare requirement for them to move on. Since he's known for that 4K, he's not going to risk anything. It's going to be a tied game here, but ultimately it is GH to take the victory here in the group stage of Group C. What an amazing performance by GH, ladies and gentlemen. Just overall, just no holes in their game. When it comes to the survivor side, when it comes to the hunter side, they are ready. And there's a reason why they are the defending champs, because they're just so on point with all of their victories and all of their strategies coming in for them to be able to get this victory. And honestly, I'm speechless, as well as Chocho here, because she's going to be with us in just a bit. But for now, just got to give our... Whoa. I am at two places at once, ladies and gentlemen. This is interesting. So I believe Chocho is back with us, but just kudos to the survivor side of both GH and IKUN, but MVP inbound would definitely be for Gajay because of how well he played the first game. Gets the Terror Shock, and Chocho is back with us. That match was so intense that she had to take a moment just to freeze a little bit there.
Yeah, and yeah, congratulations to GH. They did a great job. Like, I was looking at GH survivors and GH hunters. They didn't really make much of a mistake. They know exactly what to do. Kiting wise, they did an amazing job. Mirror placements were very accurate on Gajay's side as well. So I mean, if we're gonna talk about that match, I believe, I'm not too sure what happened, but IKUN survivor actually did make certain mistakes. So it really seemed like GH, it really depended on which side really gave really gave the mistake out. So right now we'll be seeing the match statistics.
Yeah, it was, they tried to keep the dream alive, right? It was the acrobat to expire first, and then it was Xuan. I mean, Laugh had an amazing first kite, but Gajay just, you know what, calling to the queen for him to get this tie, able to get it, and now they're able to kind of solidify themselves in the group stage. And I think Gajay kind of saving his, you know what, his surprise pick hunters for the next possible game. So talk us through the match results here, Chocho.
Like, I think just now when we were talking about after the first rescue for Akubet, he was holding his ball, and after that it cancelled out for some reason. Not too sure why. I'm not sure if it's the controls, because I mean, it is tournament server, competition server, so maybe he might not have been used to it still. So yeah, so I think there was a bit of an error for that. And then we can actually see Gajay after the second rescue on Akubet. He just immediately blinked on him because he knew that Akubet had a he had a chance of ground kiting because of the amount of balls that he had. So Gajay was clear. He knew exactly what he did to, and just fought. I mean, he used his blink really effectively. Then on the mercenary side, I mean, like what I talked about at the red carpet area, he shouldn't have used his aggro pad, but if he did, he needed to make that kite count. But he ate that pellet down hit, so really unfortunate. Gajay also managing to mind game very well against IKUN survivors. So
yeah, and speaking of Gajay, here we have in the best deduction side, MVP goes to Gajay. Terror Shock on point, statues on point, mirrors on point. What more could you ask for a seasoned hunter like Gajay? But the works here. So this is not the first time we've seen her as best deduction, and I'm certainly sure this is not the last. So congratulations to Gajay, and congratulations to Team GH. They are the leaders of Group C.
I mean, in current matches right now, I mean, we've seen BO1, BO2. We haven't really seen very support-heavy kind of cooperation yet. So I'm hoping to see what our next match is going to bring to us, Nora and TMX.
Yeah, so like Chocho said, our next match, ladies and gentlemen, would be NR versus TMX. Once again, I've been Potch Spice, that's Chocho. We're going to take a very short break, but when we return, more of the Identity 5 Championship Group Stage, day number 2, when we come back.
Bro.
Young bamboo shoots could brave the bitter cold of winter, graceful and serene in the face of adversity.
Father, you taught us that the Shao family must act like bamboo in the winter, unruffled and composed. But what if the powerful seek our downfall? What good is our composure if evil goes unpunished? Forgive me, I must defy our mantra. What?
She's but a girl. What does she hope to accomplish?
Race to the family.
Was I the one who brought this misfortune?
Chi.
No, I mustn't hide. For the Shao family, for vindication, and for her safe return. I knew this was a life of hardship, a life of uncertainty and diligence. My only option is to press onward and tread the unknown. The Shao family must act like bamboo in the winter. Unflinching and steadfast in the face of adversity.
With steam dense as a veil, and wine sweet as honey, one can't help but relax at the hot spring. Return to basics. Surrender restraints. Relinquish thyself. Like the eagle, plummeting straight down, lusting for lambs, hating all lamb souls. Bathed in the spring, we drink. We worship. We indulge.
Place at its finest. In July they came, and met in August. For flowers they were named. They stayed and dwelt in September, bathing in the sun. Oh, sway, she let down her guard. Grow, lurking Datura, feeding up Rosemary who couldn't let go of his.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Identity 5 Championship for Southeast Asia 2022 group stage. Part Spies with Chocho and the legendary Ducky we have over there. Chocho, so how are you feeling so far about this competition? Overall, I mean, GH, flawless performance, I'd have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say something though. GH, they really did they did what they could, and they had potential for 4 escape. They kept I mean, during the last part, I felt like the execution part was kind of off, but I mean, I totally think that GH could have gone for the 4 escape for both rounds.
And that's how high the standard has been set, because we were saying off stream that, yeah, GH, you know, any team would be happy with 3-1, but then GH constantly looking to raise the bar. For sure, they could have gotten that 4-man escape. So congratulations to GH, and also big shout outs to IKUN for putting up a great battle. I mean, you're going up against one of the best, and I'm pretty sure they've left the matchup with more tournament knowledge. It's not the last we'll see of them, because they do have a match up against BL scheduled soon enough. But we are going to move on to our next half. It's going to be a hot one, I would have to say, Chocho. NR versus TMX. How are you feeling about this one?
I mean, it's one of the old teams I've been in. So, NR, all the best. And TMX too, I mean, you guys have been performing flawlessly also. I think the Hunter U4, amazing hunter. So really expect to see what this hunters as well as survivors can really bring to us today, this match.
Yeah, and not to mention TMX being not only in the wild card but taking it to the tiebreaker. So if we're gonna look at the certain matches or the mileage that these players have through matches, TMX definitely has that, and they showed heart and grit for them to be able to turn a situation around, because it looked like their adversaries were gonna take it. Team Love was gonna take that match in the wild card stage, but they were able to turn it around from round number 2 to 3, and ultimately taking the wild cards, the tiebreaker stage. So really excited to see what TMX will be bringing to the table. And honestly, this is actually we talked about it, right? This is one of probably a very evenly matched type of. These two teams are very evenly matched, and we're about to see that come out. Starting off with U4, and we got Oxygen on the Hunter side. I'm gonna throw this to you because you have reacted crazy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was okay.
You
so
seem
Nora,
flabbergasted.
Yeah, because I thought that Oxygen will be playing a Survivor this time around, but this time I think he might be playing Hunter. I think a lot of you are expecting a lot from Oxygen. I mean, Oxygen was one of the best Poland mains a few seasons back, so I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring this time. But we can see that his end has an 89.1% win rate.
That's a high percentage rate, but I'm going to talk more about U4 here. Able to get a 3K with a Sculptor up against BL, and BL, you know, respecting this Dream Witch, rightfully so, because U4 is a menace with this Dream Witch. It has been a little countered with bans and whatnot, and we have seen him try to be able to go up against teams go up against his Geisha that, you know, are able to counter it. So I think U4 coming out right swinging. If he's going to be using the Dream Witch, he's going to want to be able to get as much kills as possible. But just like you, I'm also kind of taken aback with NR's Hunter here, Oxygen, coming into the mix, because we have seen him on the Survivor side. So I wonder if they're doing a little switcheroo, or if with CCC, or if they're going to see another Survivor. But we're going to take things now to the Survivor side. Snowdrop here, making his way to the wild card stage. Did very impressive with his Mercenary, his Psychologist, brought out a little girl and Patient as well. So a variety Survivor, if you would.
And we can actually see Night Owl from Nor with the Embalmer at 35.9% win rate. I mean, I've known Night Owl personally, so he is an Ash Embalmer, Ash Priestess, Ash Entomologist. So I'm hoping to see quite a lot of supporting as well as kiting characters from him this time around. And yeah, I'm not too sure what kind of team comp they're gonna bring out this time, because Nor, they are very known for their very strange team comp they're gonna bring out. Not that it's not non-meta, it is meta in a way, but they have very weird plans for each character. So excited to see quite what they can bring this time.
You got me at weird. I'm excited to see that sort of unorthodox. That's how I would like to put it. So now we're gonna go to the Survivor side of TMX with Yune here. Has a Patient, brought out Priestess 4 times, as well as Enchantress 3 times. And honestly, when it comes to support, TMX's Survivors are very support heavy, to the point of them kind of overextending. So I can't wait to see how they're going to find to that. But talk to me about Noir Survivors, Chocho.
Kokwa, I think it's my first time seeing this name, Kokwa. He's a 44.4% win rate on his Prospector. Don't really remember what if he has come out. I don't think so. So I'm hoping to see what kind of character pool he's gonna bring to the match later on, since he is in the front lineup. So
for sure.
Yeah, hoping to see what. But at the same time, talking about Yune actually was that legendary priestess that managed to tie against
Let's Go
from CT. So very great priestess. So we might be seeing the battle of a priestess here between Night Owl and Yune.
Yeah, can't wait to see that one. But well, a lot of Nortons here, a lot of prospectors here. With we're gonna talk about Basic first. Has the Prospector here. Did bring out the Entomologist. Has a Postman as well. Excellent support when it came to them in the wild card stage and turning things around. And this, honestly, Chocho, this is also a new name from Noir here. Do you know anything about Glass?
Not too sure who Glass is too. Maybe I'll figure out later. But he has a higher win rate compared to the previous one, which is a 55.1% win rate on the Prospector. What is it with these tournament players with so many Prospectors?
I know. I think IVC might be the feature match of Prospectors, but it is Acrobat that has been the most picked. But Prospectors, some people are showing some love in the chat and also in the stats. bring out Prospector. It's very hype when Prospector does come out, so you gotta respect that. I can't wait to see if Basic or Glass will be bringing out the Prospector. But now, rounding things up, we are gonna talk first about TMX's Chanim here with his Acrobat. It was Shirayuki that has the Acrobat. He does have an Acrobat, but we've been seeing more of his Forward, his Psychologist, and also his Batter, similar to DDD.
DDD, 45.9% moving on better, but we've actually been seeing him playing Forward as well as Patient in the matches against SG Sugar Team. So if he can bring out DDD can bring out better this time around, then yeah, we'll be able to see what kind of OB he can really provide for the team. But this time around, we can actually see Noir Survivors not having Aurora in the team call, and Oxygen also being in the Hunter lineup this time around. So not too sure what the new survivors that we have minimal statistics on is gonna bring to the match later on also.
Maybe saving up the big guns for later on and just allowing maybe the new or the as you said, like the weird type of meta to come out. Who knows? Because in this game, ignorance is definitely not bliss. If you don't know what you're going up against, it's gonna be a hard night out for you. So we'll just have to see, because again, I know that Noir has been a seasoned team. You know some of the players. You've worked with some of the players there too. So they're the household name. But TMX, they've kind of been making their rounds, like you said, Yune with the Clutch Priestess, them taking a tiebreaker against Team Love. So this is gonna be a classic one. I could feel it right now. It might actually see the full 3 of this matchup.
Honestly, right now I'm feeling kind of betrayed, because Nor didn't tell me that Oxygen's gonna play Hunter. I thought he was gonna play Survivor, but it's a very pleasant surprise. I'm hoping to see what Oxygen can really do this time around. I mean, especially without the flying wheel this time, we might be able to see his Poland in BO1, and I'm not sure what map still, but all the best to Oxygen.
Ooh, I feel some nerves, and I also feel some nerves in the chat here for our exciting matches. We are going to head towards Sacred Heart Hospital. Jojo, I'm actually really surprised. We haven't seen Ever Sleeping Town, or, yeah, usually it's like the first map, Ever Sleeping Town, Arms Factory. We haven't seen that yet. We're going to go to hospital.
Yeah, they'll be going to a hospital. It's not an ideal map for... If Oxygen's gonna come out first, not an ideal map for Poland for sure, because of the double story. Yeah, as long as we enter double story, Poland will most likely not give chase anymore. So we'll have to see what Oxygen, how he's gonna play and what character he's gonna pick. But for TMX side, we do know that at BO1 last time he did pick a Sculptor. BO1 and BO2 he picked a Sculptor, and he got 4 kills for both. 3 kills and 4 kills for both matches. So we've seen God J at hospital just now, 4K also. So
with Sculptor, yeah, it's kind of lining up to be for sure a Sculptor. And once, I think when U4 started to feel a little bit of the adversity, it's when the Geisha came out and Love was able to counter that for them to. It seemed like a Hunter-sided match when the Battle of the Hunters during the wildcard stage, but that was kind of how Love was able to kind of turn things around in their favor. So it seems like, yeah, Sculptor might be the most viable one since there's no bans just yet, but we are going to see how that's going to play out. So we're going to move on. Did I see a ghost? No, I didn't see a ghost. TMX versus Noir, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have it.
So who are you expecting more from Posh this time?
I'm gonna say Noir. Noir, especially that we have the big brain Chocho here to give us some insights on what Noir is gonna bring to the table. So let's see how this one pans out. But TMX might be, for me, I think might be the underdog coming into this one, because Noir, we've seen them. But the thing is, they have new survivors, so I'm not sure. I don't even know if they're new.
I mean, for me, I think they're all new. So
you think they changed their names?
He is a touring server, so maybe they changed their name, so all I know. So but we can see Oxygen coming out fresh from North side. Or most likely
that's where Aurora is in the audience. I'm just kidding. Nell did clarify. I don't think that's the Aurora that we know that did an amazing. Actually, I was looking forward to seeing Aurora because she had a clutch mercenary in the previous outing, right? That was so good. But we are seeing Oxygen ban the Seer to start things off, and immediately locking in considering the Priestess and that Forward.
Yeah, we can see the Priestess of Forward that has already been locked in the Sacred Heart Hospital match. So it seems to be very support heavy. Yune will probably be picking the Priestess because I haven't seen the other members picking Priestess. So So forward will most likely be Chanim, So
Chanim. I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, Chanim.
and yeah, we see the second. Yeah, we see the second band on the acrobat.
Snowdrop here, yeah, usually brings out the Merc, the Psychologist, the brawny ones. But Entomologist is making his way to the mix. That might be Basic's Entomologist. And like you said, Yune on this Priestess is so mint. It's so good. So we see that solid bands on the side of Oxygen, I would have to say, depending on what he's going to pick. Actually, I'm going to throw it to you, Chocho, when it comes to this. What kind of hunter is he gearing towards to using? Oh.
No, there's no way. There is no way.
He's a changed Oxygen, bro. That's not the Oxygen you knew. Okay.
Okay.
But in hospital?
It is. I mean, it's totally feasible. It's Oxygen, okay? Like, okay, I have so much respect for Oxygen's Pollen. Like, for me, in Arms Factory, right, the only guy I know of is daring enough to bring out a Pollen. It's Oxygen.
That's true.
It will always be Oxygen, and I trust him so much with his Pollen.
I mean,
so
yeah, even in community tournaments, I believe also I've seen him bring in Arms Factory Pollen. Here, you're gonna have to just trust it. We do say that this isn't the most favorable map for Breaking Wheel, but this is no ordinary Breaking Wheel. It's Oxygen. So I think coming into this, yes, TMX has the buff of just having for like non-banned survivors here. You have the Priestess, you have the Forward, Entomologist, and the Postman, just to give that decoding buff. As well as I would say that, you know what, they're gonna have an easy time if they're able to position themselves well. But this is Oxygen we're talking about.
Exactly, and I think that TMX, not that I think, we can see that TMX has forgo the Mercenary, which is a very stable rescuer. So if Oxygen can capitalize on that point, then it might turn the game around for Oxygen. So, however, we see the Entomologist as well as Postman, which is more of an easy target for Oxygen. The best target would definitely be Postman, because Entomologist beast can really give it speed boost to really dodge those spikes early game. So, yes, let's see what they can bring to us this time.
Deep breaths for everyone in the chat. This is going to be a tight one. TMX versus Noir. It seems like, it is going to be Snowdrop on Postman duty here, while Chanim will be on the Entomologist. Yune, we've known, you did highlight his Priestess prowess, and trust that he will come in with those holy keys to just give that support. But what's that support mean to a Breaking Wheel when he's in wheel form, right? So Oxygen is going to make sure that he's going to try and down the most optimal target, which is that Postman.
So all the best to Oxygen as well as TMX survivors. Hoping to see what TMX survivors can really bring out this time, because Oxygen is one of the best one of the known pollens in the entire Identify SEA community, and I believe even China, they do know Oxygen's pollen as well. So very scary, and this time no flying wheel. So this is Chocho and Posh Price bringing you the commentary for BO1 first half.
Seems like Oxygen spawning right inside the hospital already at Statue, trying to look for someone. Basic will be in the area here, but this is the ruins area. There's a lot of windows to be able to use, and now he spots out that is the Forward, so let's not try to tempt fate there. And it seems like he's running straight towards Raindrop.
He has his first drift already, but unable to get the spec on Postman. Postman giving a very good kite over here, but unable to, and getting the first spec on Postman. Oxygen.
Able to counter the dog bite with the trap placement, and now enabling the extended spike. So this is his cue to try and go towards a good part of this map, which is the hospital. Trying to change levels here, but the extended spike is going to catch him.
And we can see the snap over here. Unfortunately, 1 minute into the match, Postman will be down now. I believe Postman didn't give any decoding buffs at the start of the match, if I remember correctly, and also very accurate traps on Oxygen's side. Right now, I think we'll be seeing Basic, the forward, coming for the rescue.
Yeah, Basic here, just hiding it out, but we do see Yune here with that long portal, able to just try and get the attention. Now Basic is going to get spotted out here, gonna convert back to wheel form just to spike this Forward. Gonna try to go for another spike just to make sure that once he hits this Forward, he's gonna go down. But no, it seems like, oh wow, drops a trap placement, and the bees are there to just keep him in place, and goes for the excitement just to counter the stun.
Oh my gosh, we didn't actually notice the excitement Yeah, and great excitement used because right now we'll be seeing a double down as well as a second skill on Oxygen's pollen, which is very deadly. We do know that, and Postman is trying to kite at the hospital, which is don't think it's gonna be too much of a kite because second skill has already been popped. Right now we see the second spike and yeah, a down. So double down, 5 ciphers. Entomologist has been helping with the bees, which means that the coding process has been slowed down, especially so. So right now we will have probably this rescue must be done because it is a double down. They need to buy some time forward. So not sure how
here,
the second skill.
Yeah, here we see Oxygen going back into the wheel form, just trying to stop anyone from just approaching. Yune being the one to be spotted out here. Forward trying to crawl to a better spot, forcing him to use the portals, and we see that the second oh my god, yeah, the spikes able to down that postman. In a matter of fact, I wasn't able to catch up to the action there, and Oxygen has his first survivor out of this game. Priestess is injured, Forward is still down. Priestess is focusing on decoding, but Oxygen, you know what, he's just making sure that, yeah, you know what, this isn't the best map for breaking wheel, but I'm still making it work. Now sees the entomologist in the area.
Chasing the entomologist right now, but I mean entomologist is the first spike. Second skill hasn't I mean it's not activated for the second spike yet, but we can see that Oxygen will be still chasing the entomologist, getting the basic hit. Oh no, but he will be changing nuggets this time around because he wants to cipher control. He wants to get that 4 kill for this time around. So Basic forward at the birdcage area.
Ooh, yeah, just making sure he just vaults straight away and uses the window here, but also getting a spike on him. AoE able to catch him before he's able to make that dash. So Oxygen could actually just snap, but he wants to go for a trap placement here. Basic now still has some football to just get out of the area while Oxygen tries to close the distance here. We do see that Basic is trying to make his way towards that long portal. No, he actually goes up to the second floor, but no, unable to get a break there, and Basic back down.
Ciphers progress right now, about almost 4 ciphers. That means the entire cipher is left. We can see he'll be cheering near Chamni, but Chamni, what he has to do now is to get this rescue when he turns into wolf form. That's 7 crucial seconds. He has to get the rescue. If not, it's gonna be probably a double down again. But yeah, we see that immediate rescue.
And we see Basic here still have some football, able to avoid the AoE, eats just 1 spike, and now just drops the pallet in time, forcing Oxygen to go through and try to go inside the hospital. Priestess having some decent cipher progress. We're going to be stuck with 1 more brand new cipher, Chocho. So it's still a back and forth here. Oxygen not out of the woods yet, but he's putting in the work.
We can see that TMX Survivors is really trying their best to really get the ciphers to be popped. Last cipher, we can actually see a Bermuda Triangle at one half of the map. So T-wall, front gate, as well as the birdcage. So I mean, I do know Oxygen's map control with his pollen. Crazy, amazing. And this is the triangle he's talking about. He is looking at the ciphers. He's trying to map control this time. But the servers, I think they will be healing up near the broken entrance of the hospital. So if Oxygen is able to spot them out, sniff them out using tinnitus, it might be an instant down for one of those survivors.
For sure. Can they get in time? At least they were able to heal up the forward. Priestess is still injured. Entomologist has not used that self-heal. So might be going for a full survivor slug strategy. Just leave them bleeding on the floor. Forward now cannot afford a basic hit. We're still holding on to this excitement, even though the forward still has no utilization. And man, the trap placement, I didn't even see the trap place there, but Oxygen able to reap the rewards, and now he's going to look to chair this forward.
Trying to cut out the forward, but forward just eating the trap and then instantly down. I mean, forward didn't have anything on his hands anymore, so it was reasonable for him to just down there. It was a second skill pollen, especially it was against Oxygen's pollen. But right now we can see that he's trying to map control again. Seeing the half-blood entomologist at the birdcage area.
Ooh, okay, just cutting her route off. 2 spikes already. Drops a trap just to slow her down. Still has the bees, but the snap is just going to counter that. He's going to clean up shop, just swatting away the bees. Priest is able to rescue this forward, and Oxygen knows he's back on that wheel form to try and go for that forward once again.
Oxygen is very focused on his objectives right now, and he knows that this round he has the ability to 4 kill, but survivors are also trying to heal up every time they get the chance to.
Yeah, every time they try to just get up, right? Yune here, just trying to avoid, but 2 spikes is already on Yune here. Can't afford a basic hit. already dropped the trap here. She's gonna try to kite for as long as possible, but Oxygen on the money with those trap placements.
I mean, all the usual Pollens that we know, they like to, put pressure on the survivors, hold onto the traps, then drop it. But Oxygen, he's accurate. I mean, his traps is very accurate. He just throw and it's always at the place where survivors are at. Survivors also unable to dodge those, which makes it very unfortunate. We can see the half lap forward here, and this will most likely be a 4 kill on the TMX survivor side.
We see that Basic trying to avoid, but I mean, gets eaten by the trap here. Oh, goes back and forth. So this is a good sequence on the forward side, but he just walks right into that trap. Pops off a little excitement. 4K on the side of Noir's Oxygen, telling us that it doesn't care. He doesn't care about map pressure or map placement. I'm still going to use this breaking wheel, regardless if it's Arms Factory or Hospital. You're going to fear the wheel.
I mean, even though it wasn't too much of an instant down, I mean, when he saw the postman, he did get the hit already. So, but what I could tell from Oxygen is that his traps are very accurate. I feel like his accurate trap placements has really won him the game just now.
Yeah, and we have people in the chat saying, I really don't want to miss an Oxygen match because that's something that they want to be able to see. And a lot of people sheeshin for Oxygen with how well he placed those traps and the way he was able to hunt there. And looking back, I think that they tried their best to stay in good spots, but Oxygen was just so good with the trap placement. Bringing the excitement also was just so masterful. And usually, it's a tough gamble because you'd think that you just have one stunner, he won't really bring it, but it paid off in dividends for Oxygen.
Yeah, it was I mean, Oxygen, when he brought out excitement, he must have been really confident with his chasing ability, because not many Pollens would bring excitement, but he did. And also, he really, because this time around it's tournament server, there is no flying wheel, and we can really see him capitalizing on that. You can see that all the servers are just downing really fast because there is no flying wheel, nothing to help them kite further. So it was a crazy match for Oxygen.
Yeah, with one cipher remaining. A lot of them actually saw a lot of kiting time or containment time because Oxygen prioritized, just went back and forth. And that's the beauty of a breaking wheel, ladies and gentlemen. And it's rare to see a breaking wheel in a map like this, but Oxygen bringing, the heat to Team TMX. And actually, you know what, Chocho, I have a question when it comes to Oxygen. Why is his name Oxygen?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I don't know. Like,
okay, it's all good. Because it's a very interesting name. It's a very known name. It's a very feared name in the Southeast Asia. And I just gotta, I want to be, if you guys know in the chat, let us know, because that's a very unique name. And for him to be, I just want to pay respect to the name. If he has, we all like breathing, right? If we're not breathing, we're not alive. So I can't say that, oh yeah, he really likes Oxygen. Because, who doesn't, right? So I digress. Now we're going to switch things up. We're going to see new survivors on Noir's side, and we're going to see U4 probably bring out that Sculptor.
I'm not too sure how Yu is going to go in this round, because he has to 4-kill also to get the match tied up. So if they are able to, because I'm not too sure how this survivors on Noir's side is going to do. Not at all. So if they are able to, if I am in Noir right now as survivor, I will want a team comp that can really tie. Just tie first and then move on from something there. So maybe like a mercenary, forward, priestess, even a postman would be great, because postman gives it decoding buffs, and the characters that can really tie is kind of slow decoding. So yeah, I'm not too sure how they're gonna go about picking their survivors for Noir.
Yes, since this is new territory for us too, because those are new names on Noir's side, we're not quite sure what the survivors bring to the table. We did see a lot of prospectors. I'd be a little sad if we don't see a prospector. I'm not gonna lie, even in round number 1, since we're teased a lot in the match results. But I will bring a stat to you that U4 with his Sculptor did get a 4K against BL. 3K, first round 3K, second round 4K against BL. So it's kind of written on the walls here that he's going to go with his strongest hunter. So it could be possible that he can live up to Oxygen's standard of that 4K. But like you said, if they're able to draft a composition that can gear towards a tie, promote that Cypher Rush, and just kind of sacrifice if needed and starve the Hunter of Presence, this round could go to Noir's side.
Definitely. And actually talking about that previous match just now, right? One thing that the forward did really well, I'm not too sure if you catch that too, but he managed to ball away before the second skill hit him.
Yes.
It was near the birdcage area, so I mean, it's not an everyday thing that a forward can do that. Like even forwards, I've seen them failed that multiple times. So good job on dodging that second skill still. And we could really see TMX just trying to heal up as much as they can, trying to prolong that. But I think the biggest mistake definitely would have to be these 3 ciphers on one side of the map. Because of that, Oxygen really capitalized on that as well. No flying wheel and that 3 ciphers, map control. Oxygen has his objectives clearly written out there. And he got that 4 kill.
When you break it down like that, it's like, yeah, Oxygen had like a checklist of what to look out for. And it really solidified when the cipher progress or the cipher placements were there where and we're talking if it's in that triangular part that you mentioned, when it's in that area and you have a breaking wheel that can catch you out in the open and not go to those area like ruins or like hang around in birdcage, because you could just like jump out and then it's hard for you to transition towards that window. He was really good at catching the survivors off guard in those strong areas that is not favorable for that breaking wheel. So kudos to the survivor side of TMX. They will be benched for now, but we will see U4 coming into the mix with some new faces from Noir.
Cocoa and Glass will be the new facers, and we can see Night Owl and DDD as the original members. And like as usual, we can see U4 on the Hunter side. Definitely, he's gonna probably ban picks on the characters that can counter Sculptor, and also maybe something that can harass less, because but we can see that the Priestess and Foe is being picked first after the ban on the Seer.
So similar situation, similar back and forth decision making, both on Survivor and Hunter side of TMX and Noir, and we see that the Acrobat gets banned as well, maybe also a Patient, who knows, because it might look like a mirror match of sorts when it comes to the picks and bans, but I'm pretty sure U4 gearing towards that Sculptor. And now we're going to actually see a Psychologist being considered coming into the mix for Noir.
Psychologist can allow a very long kite also, and with the Priestess pick also, if Priestess bring tight, then there is no need to be scared of the basement, because basement rescues from Priestess, if it's done really well, especially if it's S-Batch Priestess now, it's probably gonna be as easy as 1, 2, 3. So
there we go.
Yeah, and we can see the confirmed pick on Psychologist on the Noir Survivor side. And not too sure what you is gonna pick last, but I'm thinking Mercenary.
Mercenary for Entomologist. Okay, so so like you said, Postmen coming into the mix, they're kind of gearing towards that Cypher Rush and still allowing for one chaseable target or one juicy target to go after. So U4 might have a sight set on. Actually, I don't know if he's considering changing. Is that a different character? I don't see Postman's hat anymore. I think that's Prospector. Luca? Is it? Wait, hang on.
It's like Lucky Guy at the same time. I don't know.
I don't know. I need. You know me, Chocho. I might.
You know me too.
It's Patient. Okay, my bad. So Patient. So Patient coming to the mix. We got the Lovers. They got that unique speed boost that they can actually just activate when they're near each other. So they don't opt for that Postman, so it's actually pretty cool. I would say a good lineup for the chaseability of these survivors to actually be really hard for him to go for. Maybe you want to just get rid of the hooks. Maybe you want to get rid of the Psychologist. But thing is, U4 is going to have to invest time in that. And I think that's what they're kind of banking on, since they don't have a dedicated decoder in their lineup.
This is actually an amazing team comp, just because they have very kind of fast decoding, because from the Psychologist Patient as well, support from the Priestess portals, and if forward were to go an OB and he is half blood, Psychologist can actually suck his blood and then heal, yes, heal and they can heal
blood,
and,
there you go.
And then forward can continue OBing, and DDD is actually one of the I think S-Batch forward, if I remember correctly, for sure. Definitely a batch forward, definitely. So we have seen his forward in the Chinatown match against Sugar Team, and the kite wasn't too long, because the support from the Entomologist wasn't there on time. So if I'm not too sure how this time, but we can see now our, as expected, on the Priestess, Kokwa, Psychologist, Glass, Patient, and DD on the forward. Sculptor, a definite pick.
I also noticed that Kokwa and Glass are the lovers, so they have to be in tandem, and they are the new faces of Noir. So my eyes are particularly on them, because we were kind of getting ready for the known survivors of Noir being Aurora and DDD, but then the switch up of Oxygen as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see how well they perform in this match, and also how if they're able to kind of put in the hours and be in sync with the main members, which is Night Owl and DDD.
And this seems pretty support heavy from all sides. So likewise, they can't give a lot of presents to you because we've seen you Sculptor before. Second skill, very crazy as well. So if the first kite is long enough, then I think they should go for rescue. But if the first kite is pretty short, I am hoping they go for the one rescue and then just abandon the second rescue if Cypher's not enough. Because second kite on Psychologist is, we've seen just now, it's not too strong. Except when, we saw Zhao Kan's better actually to really support. So, yep. Yeah, and then we'll be entering the match with me, Chocho, and Poch Vice.
Yeah, so here we go. U4 making his way around the map here. Gonna run into two survivors, Glass and DDD here. So DDD still standing his ground, decoding here. Well, we are gonna see the Patient. So will U4 actually bite and go for the Patient? It seems like he's gonna try to rain some statues down. Tries to go for a hit, but the statue block in the way. So early chase on the Patient side. Let's see how long Glass will last. Ooh, that right.
And we can actually see Glass trying to rotate towards the hospital. Pretty standard kiting route. This is very safe because actually nobody's decoding at double story also. So we can see the Priestess portal support already.
Just the setup of the Priestess portal kind of allowing him to rotate to a place where there's not much survivors and no one actually, as I say, that Night Owl is actually here. Patient gets the first hit onto the statue. Still 2 hooks remaining. He's gonna go back into fourth inside in this area. Tries to think about going through the window there, but no, chooses to go inside the hospital again.
And is he gonna get true damage? No. Okay, so he'll be getting a basic hit over here and going back into the double second floor right now.
Yeah, taking the second floor route here. He's gonna just attract the attention. No one in the second story, so he's free to use it however he wants. Blink drop down hit, beautifully executed to just cancel out. Well, actually, before he was even thinking about the hook, he's downed already. So he still has that one hook for the rebound kite.
And we can actually see that Kokwa, which is Psychologist, has already finished the cipher at check, and we'll be decoding another cipher in either the double story or the statue. We can see that DDD, the forward, is rotating towards the chair right now. We'll be coming for the rescue. Priestess almost done with the cipher as well.
Yeah, we see that DDD getting spotted out in the open here. He's going to be spending the football just to dash and close out the distance to go for this rescue. Note that we're not yet at full presence here, so no perfect statues, but he is going to eat. Oh, wow, gets a statue and a regular hit, but Tide Turner is going to provide enough support for him to survive a little bit longer. So let's see a hook happen, able to cover so much distance, and now he's heading towards Birdcage.
You can see the very good utilization on Glass Patient over here, and successfully rotating into the double story and prolonging his kite. And we can see that the Hunter just need one more hit, which means when Patient downs, it will be a second skill. But we can see that he will be going to the long portal.
Yeah, beautiful placement of that long portal. Now he's going to be able to just provide that distance away. He does fall down, but luckily someone is there to pick him up. It is the Priestess, so she can heal him in a fast way. But the respect on Night Owl, just moving on away because the perfect statues are available for U4 to be able to down this Priestess. And now still monitoring, but able to pick up Patient.
And we can actually see the fourth cipher is almost done, and they will be having the last cipher. If Patient can kite this out, then that will be great. And but I think you will be doing a cipher control instead of chasing the Patient already.
Ooh, it seems like DDD has caught the attention here. He's going to vault the pallet here just to move on away. That is probably the last Cypher in second story. I love the proactiveness. They are healing up just to make sure that this patient, if he goes down, he will at least eat some hits, and the forward might actually eat a actually just goes down straight away from that combo. So now it's actually U4 switching targets, going for the forward this time. So at least the survivors can open up a new Cypher and also provide, well, they've already healed up the patient. Patient might want to be able to open up a new Cypher, or try and go for a toolbox to open up an item here. So we see that the psychologist making her way to go for this rescue to happen gets the pallet stun, but the excitement, the switch, and terror shock. This is a huge turnaround here. And now we see that the camping is going to ensue. The Cypher, the last Cypher, is still at 40%. So U4, a bold statement, going for the excitement switcheroo. And we are going to see him just camp out and focus on this forward to expire.
Exactly, and we can actually see a turn of events. And if Night Owl is unable to rescue this might become a 4-kill. And Priestess is but we don't see any more statues on U side.
Wow, okay, and the psychologist will get popped up. Is he gonna pick up to go for the... Yes, they have to. And goes for the forward stun. Wow, what a sequence by Team Noir. And DDD just trying to kite it out, waiting for a basic hit. We're waiting for the statues to come back online, but he still has enough football to go through the portal, and the portal's gonna give enough stun for U4 to lose track, but he sees that the patient is also here, the first target he was going after.
And you really has to get at least a kill this time, because if survivors are getting a 4 escape, then it's going to be very difficult on TMX side to really come back in BO2 and BO3. So he is focusing on DD right now. But Hunter doesn't have detention, I believe. So if forward can make it to the dungeon, then... But
that's gonna be a solid, yeah. So just eats the regular hit, gets a little bit of a boost to go towards the dungeon. DDD sees it already and has football enough to cover the ground. It's gonna be a 4-person escape, Chocho.
Oh my gosh, this means that Noor will be having a 5 points on Oxygen side and another 5 points on Survivor side, making it 10-0.
A perfect 10 in the group stage. That's never been achieved yet in the group stage. I don't know about in the prelim finals, but wow, Noir with Glassed in the patient kite, that was beautiful. And also the Priestess placement. Night Owl, and no slouch when it comes to that Priestess as well. So a beautiful showing. And this, technically, yeah, this was U4's big guns. This was the ace in the hole for him. His Sculptor has gotten a lot of victories here, and for them to counter it in this fashion just shows that Noir and their two new faces in our eyes, the two new faces here, are definitely here to play.
Especially Glass Patient. Glass Patient really stood out for me this time around. Also the long portal by Princess, and then Hunter being forced to change target, trying to Cypher control, and he managed to camp out the chest, but all the portals that was placed out by Priestess near the chest as well as into hospital, everything worked out perfectly. That 4 escape and another long portal for Patient from ruins all the way to the gate. Great cooperation, very strong team. I mean, we've been talking about Sacred Hospital being a Survivor-sided map. Very high chance of 4 escape, and here we have it. The 4 escape on our side.
Yeah, this was definitely a good case study. But we also have to take back that moment where it was the terror shock that happened on the psychologist side, and because the pallet stun, then he immediately switched, used the excitement, and he goes for the terror shock moment. It kind of looked like he was kind of rallying back towards the late game, but the Cypher was already popped. And my goodness, can we just talk about the forward of DDD? Stunning last minute, being able to save enough skill for him to be able to go towards the dungeon. That, ladies and gentlemen, is economy of skill.
Norris was able to recover even though after that terror shock. Forward also amazing. I mean, even though forward did down pretty fast at the when the hunter decided to switch targets, the statues pretty often, but he is the MVP during the late game. Like that stun, that rescue, and that dungeon escape, very nicely placed on Survivor side, and we can see that Psychologist did the most decoding at 200, and Patient Glass giving me the best impression right now. Almost 120 seconds kite, so. Looking pretty good on North Survivors right now.
Yeah, so Chocho giving the thumbs up, the 5-star performance on Glass for now. And we're going to go to the match results. A perfect 10 on the side of Noir. So TMX put in the pressure cooker at this point. They need to perform in round number 2. They can tie it out, but that 10 points would definitely haunt you in game number 3. But you know what, TMX, they have seen adversity before. Let's see if they can level that up going up against Noir in this type of context.
And this only means that TMX has to get a win on... I mean, it'll be easier for them to get a win on BO2 and 3 to proceed. I mean, as the first place for Group C. So... Group D, sorry, my bad. Group D. So, like you said, it is very difficult. They can't just settle for a tie in BO2. It's very hard for them to recover for BO3 afterwards if they get a tie on BO2. So,
Chocho, let's talk about round number 2. Would you happen to remember who picked Hospital? I'm trying to remember. That's why I was looking up. Because if it's
who picked Hospital just now?
Who picked Hospital?
It was TMX, yeah. Nor banned the map, then TMX picked the map.
Picked it. Wow. So oh man, so they're coming into this with, I mean, Noir's coming into this with even more of an advantage here since they can pick the map. And wow, just kudos for them to be, I would have to say for Oxygen just to still play, even though this isn't this map of choice. Now they have map priority, and they also, if they can pick factions, also they can kind of put the Hunter U4 in a bad spot here. But Snowdrop is going to be substituted by Shira Yuki here, and Shira has seen a lot of mileage with his Acrobat, his Mercenary. So yeah, maybe Snowdrop might just bow out for now, just to provide another kiter. So let's talk about it, because U4, maybe they're gonna ban the Sculptor, bring out the Dream Witch, and just heavily like counter comp the Dream Witch. Or Geisha too. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too sure, because I mean I've been seeing the statistics for you, and mostly it's on the Sculptor. Like the time against the match against BL. BL also didn't give a respect ban for the Sculptor, so we saw Sculptor again. So but they got a 4 kill on they got a 4 kill on BL. So I mean definitely should respect ban, even though they did get a 4 escape in BO1.
And I think Noir is that type of team, because like you said, they have the off meta strategies, but they do have that respect. And I think they also they would respect ban the Sculptor. I think they just did their homework well. Depending on what they're comfortable with, and also the map. So let's try to talk about what map, since Hospital is out of the question now. What map do you think is going to come out once Noir picks it? Is it going to be like Hospital? No, is it Church? Are we going to see Eversleep? Oh god, maybe Eversleeping might come out.
I am hoping Eversleeping. I mean, Eversleeping is one of the most picked map, is it?
Yes. One of the, if not the,
And Nor, they are great at Eversleeping map. So I feel like it's either gonna be Chinatown or Eversleeping, and if you're talking about a small map, maybe Arms Factory.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Arms Factory, especially if we look at the Hunter pool of Oxygen. I think he can both well. I mean, you just ban the Breaking Wheel from him. That's how you really counter his Breaking Wheel. You cannot shadow ban his Breaking Wheel with whatever map. Like even if you pick Arms, I would say that Hospital might be even harder than Arms, and he still brought it out. So you just have to respect ban his Breaking Wheel. If they do pick Sleeping Town, and they ban the Sculptor of U4, you think U4 is gonna go for Dream Witch or Geisha?
I think Dream Witch, because if he's able to map control well and get one of the 3 ciphers at one side of the map, it might be able to turn the match around, and he may
kind of agree with you there. And let me add to that point, because his Geisha unfortunately didn't work out quite well up against Team Love. He does have a Bloody Queen, but you don't want to bring out Bloody Queen. And I mean, you want to go for more points, and especially like an Eversleeping Town where there's those chunky buildings where you can't really understand where your mirror placement's going to be. Not sure if that's the best outing, but yeah, it's going to be a little tough for TMX, because they're really put in a tough spot here. They cannot afford to lose another round here, and this kind of makes a solid point for Team Noir here, because if they're going to tie with anyone, we're going to look at team points. And for them to get 10 points right off the gate here, that puts them in a really solid spot in the group stage.
And TMX is not weak at all. I mean, they did manage
exactly.
to play against ZT, and I'm not too sure whether they prolonged it to BO3, but their team cooperation, I know for sure when I saw it, it was good. It was really good. So I'm hoping to see how the survivors are going to pick themselves up again on TMX side, and if possible, get a 10-0 against Nor too.
Ooh, okay. If any chance they could do it right now. So Chocho, I have to ask. Let me ask the competitive player in you. When you guys faced adversity, how would you? What's the mentality on shaking that off? Because right now TMX needs that.
Definitely try to get BO2 and BO3 like I've mentioned just now, if I am on TMX side right now. But if for Nor, if you're trying to maintain that and not trying to give like another 10-0 for your opponents, definitely try to go for the tie each time. Yeah. And we can see the ever-slipping town pick.
From Noir, just like he predicted, TMX banning the Moonlit River Park, gonna opt for an ever-sleeping town pick. So, like we said, we might see the Dream Witch come to play. We're definitely gonna see the ban of Oxygen, but he's gonna bring out other hunters as well. So, in your opinion, Oxygen's hunters, if ever the Breaking Wheel does get banned, what else would he opt for them to maintain this lead?
I'm gonna like small hints Oxygen Clark. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. Or big hint.
But I mean, he does play a lot of characters. I mean, we have seen Nightmare get a 4-kill at Ever-Sleeping Town.
Yes.
He does have a Nightmare as well. And he is that kind of hunter, right, that plays many hunters, and he do have those basic skills for each hunters. So it's very hard to predict what Oxygen is gonna bring out, which hunter he's confident in. But we see Oxygen coming out again first for the first half of the match.
Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see if Aurora's prediction is not a prediction, but a spoiler. I want to see some Clerk, because I want to see the Clerk be battle tested, right? Yesterday wasn't the Clerk's day. Might actually bring out the best in everyone, because we want to be able to find like solidify a placement on the tier list for Clerk. But MP made a solid case that she is counterable and she is great hunters can bleed. So we're gonna find out now. I don't know. If it's a Clerk, you got me excited, Chocho. I'm gonna be so disappointed if we don't say a Clerk. I'm kidding. No,
but also, I suddenly had this thought in my head.
Let's hear it.
Could Oxygen bring it out Gamekeeper?
Oh my God, you're right. That was so crazy.
Right?
He brought out Gamekeeper in the community tournament, IVA. Hey, his Gamekeeper got like 4K. So man, if he brings out Gamekeeper, no, that was. I'm even more excited. You got me more excited now for this one. And I hope everyone is excited in the chat. I do see some familiar faces once again. Christina X, 3 Uns. We got Celicious. I can't say the first part because, you know what, this is a stream. So we got Chu. We got Kino once again. Hanako. So really excited to see what is going to happen here in Ever-Sleeping Town. We already see some bans come out of Oxygen. Pretty standard, the usual suspects, not seeing the Priestess as well as the Seer. At this point, I don't think the Seer is even a character in the game you can get. I have not seen the Seer at all this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. And we see the Respect ban on Poland, and the Saurus are probably picking the Forward as well as Acrobat, pretty meta characters. So, if Oxygen, I mean, we were talking about Gamekeeper just now. I mean, he is the legendary A11 Gamekeeper that I always tease him about. So, yeah, you know, A11 is always so close to S, but it's not so.
So close, right? He's the gatekeeper for S badge, Gamekeeper, so he just wants to keep everyone at bay. But we're going to see a ban of the Patient. I think Patient, it counters the Gamekeeper. I think we might see some. Well, no, actually, you could just hook him. But we're going to see Mercenary, pretty standard picks. I like the forethought of TMX here, just like brawning up and just being able to be very well-rounded. Now Entomologist gets banned. Psychologist is for the picking, but it seems like they're hovering towards Postman.
And I mean, the ban on Entomologist, I don't know if I'm like addicted to Gamekeeper or something, but the Entomologist does counter Gamekeeper. Oh my god!
Jojo! Predicting the future.
And I don't. Is he really gonna confirm that pick on Gamekeeper?
Wow, A11 Gamekeeper Oxygen. Make some noise in the chat. The first Gamekeeper here in IVC 2022, and it is Oxygen. that is running this character. Oof, the hooks are definitely going to be on point here. I think, yeah, you know what? This is the best time to bring out Gamekeeper with a 10-0 lead in terms of points and a round lead. So really excited to see this. I did not expect the Gamekeeper to come out today.
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's very risky, but I think Oxygen, I mean, I think he is confident in himself, in his Gamekeeper as well. So hopefully he'll be able to get the tie, but let's just talk a bit about Oxygen's Gamekeeper, how his playstyle goes about. He is gonna go into the match. Firstly, wherever he spawns, he's just gonna put lots of traps. And yeah, advice to these TMX survivors: don't go to the place where he spawned at, because you're gonna use traps without knowing.
Yeah, and what's crazy is, I mean, we've seen highlights of his Gamekeeper, right, in community tournaments, and he knows like hook placements that I've never seen before. But then again, we haven't seen that much Gamekeeper, but he's just so on point. He is a sniper when it comes to hook placements in this map in particular. Like the corners, he just knows where there are no like real estate, or there's no like statue or like placements of boxes and stuff. So yeah, you're gonna have to constantly look over your shoulder when you're kiting this Gamekeeper, ladies and gentlemen. So everyone in the chat's like super popping off now on this Gamekeeper pick.
And this team comp doesn't counter Oxygen at all. In fact, Oxygen counters them, because as whenever Acrobat uses his bombs, it's gonna what do you call it? Pull him back. What do you call it? Chain. Yeah, and then for Postman, your dog is not gonna be of use at all, because he's also gonna just hit you. Mercenary's pet as well. Forwards balls also. So this is gonna be a very difficult match for TMX Survivor side.
Yeah, let's see if they're gonna be ready for the heat here, ready for the chains. He's already swinging here. He's just closing the distance here at Corner House. Basic will be already making sure he's gonna run the routes, but like you said, putting a trap on the pallet area. So Basic's gonna have to be careful when he drops down, and he's also placing a trap in the second, in the stair placement. So we do see that the board is here. He sees that there's a trap placement here. He's gonna try to cut him off. No swing and a miss there. Basic, through the pallet, gets hit, and now has to transition away for Corner House.
That is a pretty early hit into the match right now. Basic is trying to transition towards center. Not sure why, because there won't be anything that will be helping him. But I think he's transitioning because there is too many traps placed at the shack area. Going towards center right now. He is trying to trap him one more time. Will he be able to do it?
The blow, yeah, just for him to be able to just go only hooks just to close out the distance. But now we see Basic spending the dash here. No more resources for this forward. We do see that Oxygen is closing out the distance here. He's gonna play the camping game of this pallet, gets the hit. We do note that there is a Cypher here that is being worked on. So Basic now the first to fall down. We do see that Oxygen just testing the waters here if anybody's just hiding in the corner. So Oxygen, great start to this match.
Forward no longer has anything on his hands. This is considered a pretty fast down on the TMX Survivor side. And we can see him putting another trap, preventing him from really kiting away into betting kiting area. And Mercenary will probably be coming for the rescue. But we do know that Gamekeeper's camping of the chair is pretty high pressure, because the way he can just do it, and will he be able to get it? Unable to, and now...
the hook placement was hit on the chair, but now at least he was able to do some damage on this Mercenary. So now Basic is moving along here in the center of this map. Cypher progress is not too bad. 3 Cyphers still remaining, but you got to break that line of sight. He's able to catch the forward. Last effort pop, and the forward falls down.
Very very good hook on the Oxygen side, and not sure who will be coming for the rescue. I think Acrobat will be coming for the rescue and sharing back all the way to Mercenary Cypher. But will Mercenary be able to pop this Cypher?
Ooh, so close yet so far. I think he's actually going to be able to pop it in time. Oxygen now goes for the placement, but no, Yune, just the respect here. He can't afford trying to go for the corner hook there, but no, Yune able to just establish that distance, and you know what, the wall was in the way. So it seems like the forward, yeah, they might not risk going for this rescue. Oxygen still holding out here and camping it out, because that Cypher is close from popping. And note, it is excitement. It is teleport that he brought out.
Very confident pick on the skill, because I mean, Gamekeeper, you bring him about, it means that you're very good kiting ability, and we can see that very accurate hook on Oxygen side.
Yeah, through the real estate, the dog bite is able to latch on, but the hook is going to be ready in just a bit. Can he get it through the window? But no, Chanim able to just create that distance, moves towards the left, and we see that Oxygen now, he's going to go back to the center of this map. He doesn't want to deal with a graveyard area. He's going to try to pressure some of these ciphers. He wants to get more. He wants to be able to solidify a win for his team. But cipher progress, 2 ciphers remaining, and both of them have already been worked on.
Exactly, and trying to map control, like you've said just now, and I think he might be able to spot out Acrobat, which is the one that's full blood. He's trying to like control all their bloods to prevent them from really doing anything which requires them losing their blood. So right now he's not having a survivor in front of him. He see the blood trace of Acrobat, but is he gonna go for the chase?
That's the thing. Yeah, the mercenary was about to turn that corner. He would have spotted him out, but it's Shirayuki that will take this next kite. 1 cipher remaining, so I think they're actually kind of opting for at least a tied game. I love how they're actually breaking line of sight, not being in the line of that hook, but Oxygen here, he's going to try to go for it, but no, unable to latch on. He's not going to go through the mud area, and we see that Oxygen, he's going to just put some traps here just to make sure that it's going to take some time for them to open up these exit gates. So TMX doing a great job just countering and trying to come back in this competition, just preventing him from getting any more. Teleport will be spent over here at the corner house where we first started it out, and Yune has to be able to break this line of sight, but in this open area, he's not able to get it.
Yune really has to kite away from this area because there is a basement over here, and we do know Gamekeeper's basement is really scary. He can just hook you, drop down, hit, and then you won't be able to rescue. So Yune really has to kite away though. He can't stay here anymore. He has to use his elbow pad.
Ooh. Just tries to use the elbow pad to just break some ankles, but no, the hook is going to find its placement. Downs the mercenary, no delayed effect. And like you said, we're going to see if Oxygen's going to try to commit towards a basement chair, and it seems like he's going to do just that.
And last cipher is almost at 80%. Cipher will definitely be primed when someone comes to rescue, but will Acrobat be able to get the rescue? That is the question over here.
Okay, it seems like he's kind of far, but I mean, he can't afford some time here because the mercenary does sit on the chair for a while. Will they? It seems like the Acrobat is. Oh my God, they're just gonna go for it. Yeah, the Acrobat. It's so scary for him to even try to go for it. Oxygen realizing it, relying on his hunter instincts, and it seems like he's gonna run straight towards the Acrobat.
Exactly, and Chun-Li eating that trap at the gate area, not knowing that there is a trap there, and buying even more time right now. And we see the Acrobat.
Able to get a hit onto the Acrobat, so it seems like he's gonna go for a 3-person kill. Postman, it's too risky for him to even try to go for a rescue here. So it's 10 seconds on the board for the teleport to be open. Oxygen's gonna try and go for more, but it seems like a 3-person kill is inbound for Oxygen's Gamekeeper.
Very impressive hooks on Oxygen's side. I mean, AJ was going towards a tie match in the mid because he was unable to find his second target very easily. He decided to abandon the chase on the Postman, right? And couldn't really get any injuries in the middle of the match for like a minute or so. So that could have been his 4-kill opportunity, but survivors, they knew what he was trying to do, just decided to not decode, get away from the ciphers, and Acrobat really giving the tinnitus very well and blocking line of sight. So very good job on TMX survivor side, and also good choice to really just pop the cipher because Hunter has just used his teleport. He can't teleport in time. So yeah, if not, it would have been a potential 4-kill match.
Yeah, I would say that TMX did the right sequence in the end game there, but it was just Oxygen that was really confident not to even just park himself at the basement area. He knew where the last cipher was. He knew where the tinnitus was being triggered. It was only a matter of time till he found the Acrobat. So just a good back and forth, ultimately leading to a 3K on Oxygen's side with a Gamekeeper, ladies and gentlemen. So still a victory on the Hunter side. Chanim was able to escape though, so on the Hunter side of U4, he's going to have to at least duplicate that same type of success, getting a 3K to keep this game going. But honestly, Chocho, it's a huge mountain to climb for our friends at TMX.
Definitely. I mean, if you was able to get the 4-kill this time around at Ever Sleeping, then is gonna turn the tables kind of a little bit, and is gonna create pressure for Nor in BO3. So quite nervous to see what Yu's gonna bring out. I mean, definitely there's gonna be a respect burn on Sculptor. So what's he gonna bring out?
Like we said, the ones we've seen so far in the wild card stage and the prelim finals were the Dream Witch and the Geisha. So you could actually just opt to face one and just counter the other, or ban one. Well, you have to ban the Sculptor for sure, but this is gonna be really hard on TMX's side, especially since I say that when it comes to make or break, and if it's on the Hunter side, there's immense pressure. Because at least if you're on the Survivor side, you have your allies to kind of rely on. But here, U4 must be feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders. But if he's able to get the win, how sweet would that feel for TMX, for them to be able to go for that round number 3? So everyone in chat, it's time for you guys to give that support to TMX. And I apologize, we weren't able to give like certain emojis here. So do you have any certain emojis for TMX and Noir?
TMX. TMX maybe. I can't decide. Posh.
Okay, so let's go for a green heart. What's Noir? What's your logo? It's just NR, right?
Yeah, it's just NR.
The glasses? Like, what is that?
I don't know. Okay, Noir maybe I mean, that's Night Owl. Maybe an owl.
An owl. Okay, an owl. All right, and for TMX. It sounds like Timex. Can we get watches, or like can we get clocks or something? Because I thought clocks and owls, ladies and gentlemen. That is gonna be picked. And can I just say, Chocho, I think we're twinning right now. You didn't tell me that we have the same outfit going on. I just feel like we have the same.
I had to, man. Even though just now he had to say something like, "Oh, why you didn't wear a suit when you costume with me?" Yeah, so.
Chat, I don't want to ask this question because I think Chocho wore it better, but who wore it better? I think she did. I feel like I got this outfit from there we go. But we're just having a little fun here, just making light of the situation because we still have to call it as it is, and TMX put in a really tough spot here. Noir at the cusp of actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here for them to be able to claim victory, because I would say this is a tough matchup because Chocho, the next team that both these teams are going to face is ZT. And we know that ZT is a straight-up killer in this tournament. Straight-up
killer. So they have to get the advantage here to kind of determine that, you know, I'm at least going to, like, make it. At least going to make it. So if whoever loses this, it might be almost a GG. Unless ZT does make a mistake and they get the chance to proceed. So
yeah, and we've been hyping up ZT like crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since last year, you know what, they're maybe making waves in community tournaments, but now they have joined the fray. You know what, putting teams like GH, BL, Noir in notice. So that's something that you got to wait out for, because I think we're gonna see the schedule of tomorrow's matches. They might actually be playing then. But that's why it's so important for either Noir or TMX to gain this victory, because them going up against ZT is actually going to be a tougher battle. So we'll just have to see how this is going to pan out. Once again in the chat, TMX, we're going to see some watch emojis, while for Noir, owls for Night Owl. If I may ask, would you happen to know why Night Owl is called Night Owl?
Maybe because he doesn't sleep at night. Because he's always awake.
He's ranking.
Talking about his feelings. Talk about his feelings.
Oh, he's emotional. Okay, he's in tune with his feelings, guys.
Now, it's okay. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm one for being in tune with your feelings. But you know what? Let's see. I'm for sure Night Owl won't be a sad boy tonight if he's able to get this victory. So let's head towards the picks and bans. U4's last stand here. So let's talk about this Chocho.
I mean, we're gonna be seeing the ban on Seer because he's a non-existent character in the entire game. So
I don't even know. Is the Seer even involved in this game? Like, there's an owl in this game. What are you talking about? We've never seen an owl. What are you talking? That's crazy talk, exactly. Chocho.
So definitely banning the Seer. Maybe the Priestess as well, because I mean Night Owl's Priestess at this map in particular is very crazy. I mean I've known him for a long time. His portals and support is super.
Super. Yeah, just immense, right? Just the way he's able to he made a name for himself as yeah, his owl, and also his priestess. So both two characters you got to take off the table. So now he's gonna have to dig in deeper in the bag of characters that he has. U4, strong bans right off the bat. So we're gonna shift our attention towards the top left side. Will Noir respect ban the sculptor of U4?
I mean, in our survivors right now, if they are prioritizing to get the BO2 win as well, they would just need to get a tie. So having a tieable team com totally feasible. But we can actually, if you recall, actually they had a match against Sugar Team at Arms Factory match, and they actually picked all 4 kiters, no rescuers. So if they're gonna pick that and then just go for the cell, then that's totally feasible for a tie.
Yeah, that could be what they were gonna go for, because pressure is definitely not on their side. There's time for them to experiment, but like in the previous match, I'm looking at Glassed, I'm looking at Kokua, because honestly, I still want to get more notes on them. I want to see them kind of get put through the ringer, because Noir has been a team that's been so close to getting to like finals, grand final status, and maybe this change could be off for that, but they banned the Dream Witch instead.
There was no respect ban on the sculptor. I think they must be very confident in going against U Sculptor then we actually see a possible pick on forward and the Acrobat, still a rescuer being present in the team comp.
Yeah, it's I mean, we've seen how well DDD's forward played, right? So you still want that in your lineup and that constant threat. So they might actually opt for a rematch of going for that sculptor. So it seems like U4 sculptor though, I mean, it gets better with time. It's like fine wine, right? You just put it in round number 2, he's going to be better. So let's hope that that's the same case here going up against Noir.
Banning the Enchantress, you might be picking an Entomologist for Night Owl, the S-Batch one as well. So, I mean, if they're trying to play safe, they can totally pick a Mechanic, because, you know, drawable character, you just need that one escape. And the bot can be like a 5th survivor to decode. So, why not, right? So.
Yeah, that's true. It seems like, wait, who? It's the it's the Weeping Clown? Is that the Weeping Clown? God, this is the second Weeping Clown we'll be seeing. Actually, someone in chat was asking, was the Weeping Clown played yet? Wait a minute. U4.
I mean, we do know that, I mean, I think is a Japanese hunter, and oh no, we see the Apollo.
Wait. This is also very scary. It's the map that you want to have Breaking Wheel in. I was looking forward to seeing Clerk, but a Breaking Wheel is a welcome pick, because this is the type of hunter to get U4 over that 3K spot to solidify themselves around number 3.
And if you is able to get a fast down at the start of the match, it might become a 4 kill. It's a potential 4 kill already. So, but I mean, this team comp against Paulun, I mean, I haven't seen too much of Weeping Clown against Apollo. I mean, it's quite crazy lah. I mean, the hunter become a human form and then you use your Weeping Clown dash to. But I mean, how fast can you go?
I mean, that's the first of IVC. We've seen a Weeping Clown work out for. It didn't work out for SKG side, but Kokua here in Glass still making a strong impression here. Just when they thought they could try to experiment, we see a Breaking Wheel come out. And this is a 4K or nothing type of hunter, so. I know U4 wants to go for that 4K, so it's I'm nervous. I'm really nervous for this Weeping Clown.
Me too. You needs to get at least a 3 kill, right? 3 kill.
3 kill at least.
Never.
Yeah, a little lost for words here, chat, because that can happen. And just looking at Kokua here with that Weeping Clown. Who knows? Who knows? We've dismissed certain types of characters in the past. We have yet to see. I can't. It's hard for me to make a case for Weeping Clown, but if anyone could do it, I'm sure Noir. This is what you were talking about, Chocho. This is the weird strategies we're seeing here.
Yeah, I'm not so sure why they picked Weeping Clown also, because I mean it's not a meta character at all. So I'm hoping to see what stance, because Weeping Clown can also do harassing. Yeah. So. Yeah, so I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you can see the harassment from a mile away though. When it's like,
yeah, I know, right?
And if only the clown could have sharper turns, I think that would change it. I'd rather go for sharper turns than the faster startup, because man, the startup of that dynamite thing takes a while too. Wouldn't it be cool though? Yeah, sorry, you go first.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that TMS can really proceed to BO3 to see what both teams can bring out. But we
For
can
sure.
see it's the match. Hunter, not sure where it's from because we started quite late, but Glass getting the first kite.
Acrobat, not the most optimal chase, but he's going to try to make this one work. Entomologist has already set up the bees, and we do see that he is going to be using the speed boost of that bomb, and now forcing him to go back into wheel form. So at least he avoid the trap. So Glass back into, I mean, this is a rematch of the kite, right? We've seen him on his patient. Now he's going to be hiding out. He actually baited him to go down. So now he's the, the discipline on Glass. Beautiful stuff. But Night Owl is going to be the one spotted out.
No, we're not prepared. I mean, not prepared because I mean he was next to the window and he just vaulted it, but I think he wasn't paying much attention. Also, Hunter was having like very tight drift there.
And well, able to dodge it, but the trap able to turn things around. So again, a missed blink, but the trap placement was on point for a U4. So we do see that Glass is focusing on that cipher at the 2-story part of the middle of the map, while Night Owl will be the one to try and kite for as long as he can for his team.
Exactly, and we can see that the Hunter didn't bring confined space this time around, which means he might be having a trump card as well as a detention this time. Not sure, but Night Owl was really prolonging this kite. The long spike has been dodged, so but we can see the forward is here to help OB really.
Yeah, the harassment, but the snap is going to be ready right before he's able to activate that. Now we're seeing DDD just making his presence known. Are we going to see a drop on this entomologist? No, he's going to go for the chair immediately. So DDD here, he's going to prime in for a rescue, forcing Night Owl to go to wheel form.
And we can actually see that Cypher's progress is it's not too bad, 2.5 ciphers. So we'll have to see if DDD will be able to make this rescue done pretty well, because Hunter can actually put the trap and he wouldn't be able to rescue.
Yeah, but able to get the hit. The trap placement was a little to the right, and we do see that Night Owl back on the bees here, while DDD is going to come in, probably just for that harassment or pseudo-harassment. Night Owl trying to just kite out in the open, and like you said, the bees are just helping with the left and rights. One spike in. Let's see if U4 is going to kind of go back to it. Extended spike, unable to get it, but regular roll over here is going to be able to get it. And we do see that he's able to get the dynamite on him.
Very well done. Very well done on the Survivor side, giving entomologist more distance to really kite away, and Hunter unable to use the snap on the entomologist, getting that down. So, but entomologist has to kite away though, because this is the basement. It's not the most ideal. But Hunter is shifting. Going back to Night Owl, knowing that he's going to come out. So. The beast is gonna will be running out soon. So
yeah. So let's see U4 trying to go for just the switch back into human form, able to get the trap placement and the snap as well, cleans up the bees. Cypher progress looking really well, but this oh my god, the forward dash able to just create that distance, and Night Owl back to kiting. Even though he has no bees, at least no spikes are on this entomologist.
We can actually see that the ciphers are popping left, right, and we had the last cipher at 40%. I think it's at the graveyard, if I remember.
Yeah, the one that was chased away. Yeah. So.
Oh no,
let's see
graveyard's
how long.
already.
Oh, it's popped already. Okay, so they have this 35% one is gonna be tough. It seems like the Acrobat is the one on cipher popping duties. Since everyone is here, we do see that DDD had to use the dash to move on away since he has 2 spikes on him. Night Owl has the kite of his life, goes for the blink hit, and Entomologist is down for the 2nd time.
And trying to prevent Four from. They were going for the double stun, so if Four was unable to stun that the death was gonna do it. So now Hunter has to go for map control.
He does, and it seems like Acrobat already realizing that, putting attention away from that cipher and back into kiting. He has a flame bomb that is ready. He's gonna go in silence and goes for the hit, able to get a great trade-off on Glass's side. We are seeing the Weeping Clown just going for the heals here, just getting rid of the spikes. Forward has that wanted order, so U4 still has that never say die attitude, but a Glass, first chair.
I mean, we are seeing that. What was that?
Tried to go for it, but let go of the rocket. I think he hit his own teammate with the chair with the rocket, but able to eat that hit. And now Tide Turner on the side of Kakua here. They are trying to double prime this cipher. They are working on it, so let's see how long this kite will last, since Glass still has some bombs to be able to prolong the kite.
Exactly, and I think he is trying to chase Glass back again, right at center, but Glass is moving away from the last cipher. But I think, yeah, and they're pushing the last cipher also, forward, and Princess on the Shack cipher, and the Whipping Clown on the open air cipher, the Figure cipher.
Glass has to provide enough distance here to stay away from that snap, and Glass now trying to opt for the window exit here, but no, he's gonna stay put. Now the cipher is already primed. Jojo, they go for the pop.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed it, Posh, but actually the hunter failed his snap on the acrobat just now at second floor.
Wow.
Yes, so right now he will be chasing Glass back again. Oh no,
back and forth.
This is really
yeah.
difficult. Yeah. Because he needs a 3 kill this time around, and it seems to be that survivors are having the higher grounds this time.
We do see that DDD is trying to open up that exit gate, but U4 just immediately changing back, but now able to open up the exit gate, and DDD is out of the game. Everyone is still spread out here, so U4 still trying to look for the most popular target, but it's Kokua that will be seen at the start here. Gets hit by the regular, and he has an elbow pad, switching professions from a clown to a mercenary, and we do see that this is going to be GG's. Even though the acrobat does not make it out, it is still a win on the side of Noir.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? 4 escape on Nor once again. Congratulations, Nor, on the 2-0 win. Didn't expect the servers to be performing this well because I mean I think they were new survivors. So really great team cooperation. This is the cooperation that I have been talking about since the start of today. And Nor they did it. This is the cooperation. Like the stunnings, the aiding with the whipping clown. I didn't expect whipping clown to be that useful as well this time around. But they did it.
Yeah, this is the unconventional strategies that Noir is capable of. And as I say that, actually Aurora-san, the legit Aurora, is in the chat. She was hoping for the tie to happen, able to get the 2-0. I'm pretty sure she's happy. And Night Owl, I guess he's not going to be a sad boy tonight. His emotions are going to be through the roof because what a great outing. This was the big test for them because up against ZT is going to be another battle, but at least they're able to lead their group stage here in Group D.
Nor really putting their grounds there because, I mean, we haven't really seen a very memorable Nor matches, but this time around, 2 consecutive 4 runs for BO1 and 2 against a 4-kill Sculptor. That is crazy. That is crazy. I didn't expect Nor survivors to perform this well tonight because, I mean, I have been talking with Nor survivors and didn't hear very favorable things from the members themselves. But today they did it, so
that's the tactic, you know what? Like just be hard on yourselves. Then come tournament day, I think maybe the training was too tough. That come tournament day they came primed and ready. Survivors, ladies and gentlemen, you do not change your television sets. Your eyes do not deceive you. A 4 survivor out with a weeping clown. Oh my gosh! And like the way that the tandem of DDD and Kokua. And also, we got to give our props to Glass and Night Owl with how well they were able to contain the Hunter. Night Owl in particular, the way he was able to sidestep the spikes and dodge completely for U4 to get frustrated enough for him not to just focus on him and go for map control. So big shout outs to TMX still. They still tried their best. And I think this is a learning experience for them. So can't wait to see more of them. But the night belongs to Noir.
180 seconds on the kite on Night Owl's side. Support from DDD, 140 seconds, and Kukwa with the weeping clown. But I mean, it's quite. I mean, I don't know what they were. I mean, what was Kukwa thinking with the last? I still don't understand. Maybe there was something planned there, but or maybe he misclicked for all we know.
I feel like he just like, I don't want to save you. I'm just gonna hit you with this dynamite.
Go away!
Go away! Yeah, just let me see if like I can make you go fast. Go to the matter faster. I don't know. It's the unconventional strategy that brought Noir the win. Great job on the side of Team Noir and TMX. A rough night for them, but they will bounce back and they'll bounce back stronger. Hopefully this is going to be a learning experience for them. I still want to see some time emojis in the chat, the clock emojis for them, because this was still a hard-fought battle, and they still tried their best up against Noir.
I mean, Noir, they have had many changes in their team members, from the first generation to Noir Square, then now to Noir, I don't know, but Noir Third.
The third?
Yeah.
Could be. So let's talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to give you the highlight, so please talk us through DDD.
I mean, I thought that Oxygen was going to get the MVP, but no, we have the Survivor as an MVP best deduction on DDD's forward with 122 decoding and 102 containment time. But his OBs was pretty good though, because he was always there to help the entomologist. I mean, I thought that he was going to come for the first first stun at the geisha because Hunter has already used Blink. But I guess the area, the area that Night Owl died, it was difficult for DD, but it was great. It was great. Great stuns, great rescues.
I think even in the second match, right? You know, there was like amazing moments in the second match, but even in the first match, it was just so on point. And he was able to conserve his football not only just to stun, but also to get dungeons. So well-deserved best deduction on DDD's side. Honestly, they got to be celebrating on this one if they can, because you know what, the group stages can happen in a blink of an eye. But you got to celebrate the victories, and the victory goes to Team Noir, specifically for best deduction, which is DDD. And Chocho, what a match today. Any final thoughts here? Any shout outs you want to give out?
Shout outs to Aurora. So when are we gonna see you? Are we gonna see you the next time? Are you gonna appear?
Let's see that mercenary. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean Aurora did amazing kite against Cerberus Polun in the Chinatown match against Sugar Team. So I'm expecting to see her again. I think all of us can hope for that. And today has been a really fast day. I mean, GH against IKUN is 2-0. Noir against TMX 2-0 as well. Today was really fast.
Yeah, it was pretty fast early on in the office, but we still have to wait and see how tomorrow is going to be going. We're going to probably see the schedule of that in just a bit. But yeah, just taking this time to thank everyone in chat. You know, we have 3,000 strong, ladies and gentlemen. So make yourselves known. Here are today's results. Early night in the office for both of us as well. And shout out to the people in the back as well for giving us these amazing graphics. Here we have it. GH with the win here in, you know what, back and forth fashion. But bringing it to the final match here with Noir. Honestly, one of the most flawless performance in IVC history.
I mean, GH and Noir, congratulations. And IKUN and TMX, don't be disheartened. You still do. I mean, you still do have one match against your opponent's team. So I mean, try and do your best. I mean, your match will probably be next week. So train up. You got this, and trust in your teammates.
Yeah. Can I just say, Chocho, look at Noir's round points. It's 17. The next step to them is GH with 9. That's how much Noir put in the work tonight. So shout outs to Noir, shout outs to GH, shout outs to Sugar Team, and shout outs to Mad Penguins, because they are the leaders of their respective groups in Group A, B, and C, and D.
I mean, since it's the end of the match today. Oh, but we can see that tomorrow's matches will be WP against MP. You know, W and M, just a shift. And then after that, we have the Ryu. Many of you might know them as Renee, and AX, which.
Yeah, AX not having the favorable performance yesterday, since they did fall to Sugar Team, so they will come back. They will try to come back in this one. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. Mad Penguins, you know, showing they understood the assignment. They will go up against WP for them to be contended to be the leaders of their respective groups, and Ryu versus AX. So, ladies and gentlemen, that about does it for everyone here for now. But final thoughts, Chocho, before we close out this stream.
I mean, it has been I mean, many of the teams, don't be disheartened, because I mean, you guys still have a chance in the after the group stage. So just keep training. You guys got this, and remember to drink water.
Yes, drink water, ladies and gentlemen. Hydrate. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is Chocho and the Ducky coming out. Potch Spice here as well. We're going to sign off. We'll see you guys tomorrow for day number 3 of the group stage. See you and good night.